Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of, well, actually a brand new set of 3-shot sessions. I'm your host, StormyD, here at Stormkeep, and look at these amazing faces you would not expect to see. And I have to say, I'm honored that I was able to assemble, honored and flabbergasted that I was able to assemble these menagerie of mayhem-inducing characters. And I'm talking about the people, not the characters they're going to play. They are exceptional, all of them, without a doubt. And we've had them all on Bandwidth and Banter, some of them more than once. We've played D&D with all of them at some point in time. And we had this crazy, kooky idea that we try and get the 4 of them together. And then there was another idea that was kind of percolating between a couple of them that they could play undead characters. And I was like, you know what, let's just marry those 2 ideas together. And so that's what we're here to do today. We have the incomparable and incredible, all of the above, RustyTonixRPGs, RyanGeeWhiz, Tarkonix, and Kirinshikato. I did that in the order that I saw them on screen. I just want to say again, thank you guys. It's been an honor and a treat, and it's worth it. I know we're gonna have to do this every other week for the next few weeks, 3 sessions. But thank you all for being here. It's my privilege and my honor.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do real quick before we get started and tell you guys about the lore of the world and such, I'm going to have each of the players, and I'm going to do this time by order of what I see. Well, I guess, yeah, on what you guys see on screen from left to right. And I'm going to have them introduce themselves, share a little bit about their stream, and then share about their character, both the race and class of their character and their name. So, starting off with from over, gotta point the right direction, from Rusty right here. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Hell yeah! Hi, I'm RustyTonix. I do a lot of variety streams and D&D. Mostly D&D these days because work be busy, but mostly just focused on RPGs as a whole, and occasionally retro gaming to just keep it, a little fresh here and there and change it up a bit. I've been on Stormy stream a couple times now. It's always been a pleasure to be here, so thank you again for having us. Today, I will be stepping into the admittedly loose-fitting boots of BonesyJonesy, the skeleton bard. They're very loose. I have no flesh. The bones just rattle around in there. I can't sneak for my life. But I am a founding member of the Gratefully Dead. Thank you again, Turk, for that. Unfortunately, my band, my true friends, were slaughtered by a group of individuals. We'll probably get more into that later. And ever since, I have been wandering the depths of this world with my instruments made from the bones of my friends, swearing vengeance on the people above who took them from me. And I've recently discovered this new group of people, and I've been working with them for a little bit.
Wonderful.
That's about it.
Excellent. Next over that way, Ryan, please introduce yourself.
Well, hi there, y'all. I'm little old RyanGeeWhiz. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. I usually do a lot of Warcraft, a lot of World of Warcraft, a lot of Minecraft, a lot of all sorts of random stuff, a lot of retro. And today, later on, I'm going to be doing my heterosexual streams because we're halfway through Pride Month, and I think y'all heteros deserve a break. Y'all have been dealing with us for a minute. Come say hi after this. Oh, it's just been so difficult. I know. Where's the straight pride parade? Well, it's today. I am playing a very interesting character to me because environmentalism is important, and I very much appreciate anyone who takes any initiative into it. I am born of that rage. I was born at the beginning as a group of druids that were slaughtered in cold blood. After a while, other awful, terrible things happened in nature. Dripping, stopping, collecting into a pool of rage in the bottom of the earth, which turned into this little guy. He's just a tiny, tiny little fella, made of bones of various animals and just a little green cloak. Real unassuming. He's got a little staff. He's always kind of just looking around. He's cute. His name is Naltura-Irai.
Wonderful. Great description, sir. And right over there, Tarkonix, sir, introduce.
What up? Yes, I am Tarkonix. Shout out to these handful of gents here. This is all of my D&D content that I get to consume in like one, universe here. So I appreciate you guys. I would never get to play or consume any D&D content if it wasn't for y'all. So I appreciate you. At twitch.tv/Tarkonix, I do like hit list runs, but mostly I'd be getting hit and sad. Which is why we're going to be doing this today. No more pain and suffering. We're going to have some fun today, and I will be playing Inspectre Dread, a ghost from the great beyond who died many years ago and is fascinated by all things technological, especially this fork, which is quite interesting. Forks are my favorite thing. Forks and spoons, that is. They are so fast. What are they?
You got props!
I got props. And Inspector Dread is just fascinated with technology, and he hopes to remember why he died. He died so long ago, he forgets. So I'm excited to play a wizard. I've never played a wizard before, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks again, guys.
Fantastic. Oh, and do take note of Tarkonix's spelling of his character's name, Inspector Dread. He spelled specter like the creature, the apparition. So it's actually extra perfect. And then last but not least, our very own streamer Stormkeep, Kirinshikato. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Hey guys, my name is Kirinshikato. Usually I stream shooter games. I've been getting back in Sea of Thieves. Rusty and Chris got me into DayZ, which I'm starting to stream like quite a bit now. But for tonight, I'm gonna be playing Ursus Bonehide. He is a warforged, meat-forged kind of creature. My real body, I died in battle years ago, and my real body, I died in battle years ago, and my real body, I died in battle years ago, and my
What happened there?
died in battle. I think it's going through Tarks.
What happened there? Okay, let me try and.
Kirinception.
Yeah, too much.
It's my bad. I can.
I think he
adjust
died
that.
in battle years ago.
It's the ghosts.
Okay.
It's the voices of the spirits. I knew I
I
could
thought you
hear
were
them.
gonna start beatboxing. I thought someone was gonna start going. Buddy died years ago. Buddy died years ago.
Yeah, and I was remade from warforged parts and the parts of my original body. Yeah, my creator made me do evil things, so I rebelled against it. Sought him out, killed him, and I have a growing hatred from the above world. So I decided to go down below and pledge my allegiance to the underworld and help them fight the above creature.
Excellent. So, just want to make sure that that echo problem was on my end somehow or another. The way I had the mic set up, I really need to just invest in some good quality wireless earbuds.
It sounded cool. There was no like feedback. It was just a loop of the voice. It was perfect on
That was
beat
exciting.
too.
Honestly, I can't believe we hadn't thought of that. Well, how do we not have echoes set up for our... We suck.
Where's the Inspector voice changer?
Right?
Oh, fuck. I should have done that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Come in with one of those TikTok AI voices.
All right, so thank you guys for those incredible introductions to yourselves and your characters. Now let's jump into the sort of give people an idea of the lore of this world. And this will also be sort of the adventure hook of how the characters are going to enter into their first adventure. At least it's technically not their first adventure, and that'll be clear after I read this real quick. All right. The characters are necropolitans. They are citizens of a literal city of the dead that is the capital of the kingdom of Necropolis. It is in a vast underground cavern, and the capital is named after the kingdom. This is set in a universe where the Necropolis is the only Underdark that exists in the world. It evolved differently from the above/surface world, and the undead are a different necrotic-based sentient life form. This group already knows each other, as they were recruited decades ago to be an elite special forces unit who are experienced at dealing with unusual threats on the periphery and outskirts of the Necropolis Kingdom. Their duties typically had them dealing with anomalous situations, like the occasional rogue young dragon, unicorn horde, or various monsters and aberrations causing problems on the fringes of the Necropolis. The group was put in a holding status a few years ago, as they were very good at dealing with fringe issues, and things have been mostly quiet and stable since then. However, there's a new threat. There's been increasing encroachments from a new group of weird organic-based humanoids from the surface world. They are religious zealots who want to spread their self-righteous beliefs and claim any and all land, wealth, property, and power as their own by their perceived divine right. One of the primary advanced vanguard they send to invade the Necropolis Kingdom are smaller groups who call themselves adventurers. The Elite Forces unit is being reactivated into a newly formed task force called the Champion Killers to deal with these new threats and send a message to the violent and unethical surface dwellers. So there we go. Yeah. So Star Kitty, any echoes? How are things? How's the audio now? Before we proceed,
from what I can hear on the
let's
stream.
make sure everything sounds good and not funky. Are you muted? I think Tark's muted.
Oh no!
How's this? Testing. Is this better?
Oh, you were fine. It was on my end, but you were muted there for a second.
My the light died on my mute, so I never know if I'm muted anymore. I just have to know. Yeah, there's no light. Yeah.
You've been trained with the light.
Did you destroy your XLR?
Yeah.
Whoa. Did you do that on purpose? With your camera there?
Your camera just dramatically zoomed in on you inexplicably. You guys were like leaning with the cigarette, and it was like.
I thought he did that on purpose.
It's hilarious. It's beautiful.
But should not have done that.
I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna give you an inner monologue that is gonna be just ridiculous.
And then he didn't look at the camera at all. He was just kind of staring away. It was so good.
I leave the burner on upstairs.
I should buy a boat.
Don't talk about boats.
Okay, a little bit more about the lore of this world. The Necropolis Kingdom has existed here in the underworld. I think Karen, you had a really interesting name for it that was different. Do you remember what it was?
Name. Not on the top of my head, no.
That's all right. No big deal. It's basically an Underdark, but not the typical one that you know that's in the standard existing D&D mythos. This place was started about 50,000 years ago by it sort of sprang to life naturally when a mysterious green orb had been floating through space and basically, like a meteorite, hit the planet. But instead of just creating a crater, it actually accidentally hit a pocket of water and air, like a giant cavern system, and basically pierced through into it, and landed in this giant underground cavern. And something about the mysterious glowing green energy from this giant orb had started to craft a sort of new necrotic-based life form, necrotic-based beings. And over time, this attracted, already existent kinds of things, from undead creatures to monsters to dragons to, curious liches, things like that. Over time, the necropolis has grown into an actual kingdom, mostly gone unnoticed and kind of secret, almost like a separate world within the world from the surface world above. And but they also grow and maintain their existence in a different way. Of course, because they're undead, they're functionally immortal because they don't age, they don't have to drink or eat, they don't have to breathe. And so as long as they're not destroyed, they'll basically live forever. But despite that, they still need resources to, not despite that, but also because of that, they live on a different time scale. So they move at a much slower pace, building the kingdom out over thousands of years, to the point where, this vast underground cavern is sort of the hub, the central city, but there are tunnels that reach out to other cave systems throughout the planet, at least this hemisphere of the planet. And they kind of reach closer to the surface because the undead denizens of the necropolis, they still need resources to build their kingdoms. They don't need to eat, but the way they procreate is a bit different. They take the materials and the detritus that can basically drips through the sediment over thousands of years, and or they might also mine these minerals that have come down through the different layers of earth from the crypts and graveyards of the surface dwellers over long periods of time. Occasionally they might break up to the surface and, some rogue agent of the kingdom might break up and try and do something up top. But for the most part, those kinds of endeavors are frowned upon because the necropolis prefers to just kind of do its own thing and stay hidden here in the dark, in the underdark of the world. But they do have these villages. They're basically farming/mining villages that are different cave systems, smaller cave systems that tunnels stretch and reach up to, like an octopus, so to speak, just reaching out into different parts of the sediment of the world, so that they can mine resources for both, slowly, they use these resources to repair undead that have been damaged, or they use these resources over a slow period of time to craft new undead. There's various types of undead, from zombies and skeletons, liches. There are ghosts, spiritual beings, but those usually gravitate here from the surface. Vampires don't really interact much with There are a few in the world, but they're more like sort of neutral third parties because they are made from living people as opposed to being made from dead people, or the pieces of the dead, as it were. A little bit more about the Necropolis Kingdom is that they have a three-party system of government. They basically have their emperor, which is they call him the Dragon God, not because he's necessarily a deity, but more just as a stature thing. He's an ancient purple Dracolich named Zalitho Railstorm, and he is kind of the upper echelon of power, and he's there to, again, they try and have a balanced governmental system. He's the executive branch, so to speak. And then you have the Academy of Liches, which is a group of 6 liches that have some of them grew up here in the Necropolis. Some of them came down from the surface world, but they all gravitated here because it seems like a perfect place for the undead to live unaccosted by the ravenous humanoids at the top. Throughout the history of the top, mostly it's just been large pockets of these barbarian, carnivorous, cannibal humanoid creatures. But of course, as time progresses, they also evolve. At any rate, that is the second branch, sort of the like the Supreme Court, as it were, the Academy of Liches. And then finally, you have the Council of Elder Death Knights. Originally, it was made up of 13 Death Knights, but over time, some of them have been destroyed, so there's only 9 of them left. And they basically make up the sort of the Congress, as it were. It's not an exact analogy, but the bottom line is these 3 different power heads help guide the city and the kingdom of Necropolis and govern things that need to be governed. And they do it fairly equitably, with a bend towards sharing power and extending the growth and evolution of the undead peoples. There is also one other unique life form in the Necropolis that doesn't exist on the surface world and doesn't come from the surface world, and they are called the Husk. And these are basically you wouldn't even really call them undead. They're more like non-alive. So they're a unique kind of life form. They literally spawn out of a merging of spiritual energy and necrotic energy. And so that's one of the other, because they're a unique and interesting life form, they're sort of protected by the rest of the people in the Kingdom of the Necropolis. So as I explained as well, recently though, apparently the organic-based humanoids from the surface have evolved over time. They've evolved their technology. They've evolved their governmental systems. They've evolved to have religion, and right now, because of their advancements, there's some sort of great revival of their kind of. They've all come together, apparently. I mean, this is only kind of pieced together by the leadership of the Necropolis, trying to determine, what's going on. But it seems like that's what's going on. That based upon what little bit of information they can gather from occasionally sending, spies up there, the surface dwellers now are mostly ruled and governed by these religious zealots. And they basically just want to conquer everything because they believe they have the divine right to do so. They follow the religion of the lone god, and each of the there are a few different clerical orders that clerics and paladins follow that are sort of they are in service to a particular saint from the past of this lone god, and right now that's about all that they know. The adventurers have been called back into service, as I explained, to create. They each, in their respective homes in the necropolis, whether they're together or separate, they've been sent a missive to please come back in, and that we need to. Basically, the missive says we need you back to create this newly formed task force called the Champion Killers to deal with this new threat that seems terrifying. And that's what they have done. So now the four of them answering the call, honestly, after a few years, they were probably a little bored anyway. So for some of them, it's duty. For some of them, it's, hey, I get to hang out with my companions again, get back out into the field again. Who knows what their motivations are, but they have all answered the call to meet with the Dark Knight General, Lord Balin Savage, and who is one of the remaining Great Council of Death Knights. And they find themselves at the keep of the Death Knights and speaking there, and all stand before their leader, who has inspired them and was the one who had originally recruited them to become an elite force and helped have them trained, because he saw that they had unique qualities, and because of it, some of them they have a very unique background. And he stands before them and says, "It's good to have you all back again. I'm sure you've heard the bit of murmur that's thundering through the necropolis, the rumors of a new shining threat from the surface world. That is why I've brought you all together. We need to create a new task force. We have a name for this task force called the Champion Killers, because that is one of your primary tasks. You see, it seems these adventurers that, I don't know why they call themselves that, but they encroach ever more into our Demesne here in the underworld. They destroy whole swaths of cavern towns and have eliminated many of our kind. And we need to find out what their source is and how to investigate further. And that is why we need you all. What say you, each of you? Are you ready to take on a task that may see you reach upward toward the light?"
Absolutely, Lord Balon.
Just point me in the right direction.
Some skill.
Me? Oh,
Me,
yeah,
instead.
what do you say? Yeah, sure. Yeah, huh?
Yeah. You okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like you guys, so sure. I'll go.
Lord Balon, who are these champions with which must be killed?
Well,
yeah.
you see, they call themselves champions, apparently. They all think that they're heroes of their world. So, but we need to find them and eradicate them before they spread like a virus down here into our world. Thus, we call you all the champion killers, since that is what you all must do. We don't have much intel on them, but we do know that what really caught our attention, for the most part, there's just been small little incursions in the deep crypts and on some of the upper surface, upper layers near the surface. But recently, the mining city of Oxenotl has been, we believe it has been attacked or something, because there has been no more communication with it. It is one of the surface, it is one of the mining caverns that is fairly close to the surface world. And we suspect that they have found a way to mine deeper. Perhaps they have those surly dwarf creatures assisting them. And we believe they've breached into the cavern city of Oxenotl. And we want you to go investigate Oxenotl to see if that is what has happened or if there's something else amiss. And proceed after that. Once we determined what's going on in Oxenotl, then we will find new ways for you to investigate further. But first, that is the most important thing. There is a problem, as you all may remember. Oxenotl and its positioning would take us through the normal tunnel system several weeks to travel up and around to get to Oxenotl. But we don't have that kind of timeline if we are to keep any materials so that we can potentially rebuild, reanimate the denizens of Oxenotl. Because apparently, sometimes these adventurers and these holy warriors, as they call themselves, like to defile the remains of our newly deaded undead, so that they can no longer be reanimated. So we want to try and preserve as much as possible, as quickly as possible. The difficulty here then is that we will have to take a shortcut. You will have to take a shortcut through the den of Xanalixia. And out of character, this pops into your heads immediately, because you all remember that one of your missions in the past was to deal with at that time, this was, several decades ago, there was a young dragon that was very soon to basically evolve into adulthood. He was right at that cusp between young and adult dragon. He was a unique dragon that was both blue and brass. And you all had to deal with him because he apparently, being sort of a teenager / 20-something, was full of piss and vinegar, and decided to take over a cavern system of his own down deeper. And eventually your group had to go confront him. And at first
during this event, your mission was to either drive him away, scare him off, or come to some sort of agreement. At first, there was a scuffle, and you all had to fight with him. Well, apparently, you all were able to eventually, because you kind of fought to a bit of a standstill. So you all came to an agreement. You actually were able to negotiate with Xanalexiar, and he apparently, as long as he could keep a portion of the cave that he took, or as long as he could keep the cave that he took, he would not delve deeper. And basically, he promised to not mess with you guys if you all don't mess with him. And he said that occasionally, the way it worked out was that particular section was a sort of a newly formed mining town that didn't even have a name. It was pretty small, but it was kind of important because it mined some resources that you all needed, not just undead materials resources, but also metals and things like that. And so it was kind of an important tactic, strategically. And he agreed to, since he likes shiny stuff anyway and likes to dig apparently, he agreed to offer up like a 10%, kind of, not really a tribute, more of a tax to you guys to let him stay there. But the agreement was that the undead people stay away from his cave, and he would offer up this tax every year, and he's been keeping up with the agreement every single year. And the cool thing is you don't get you guys didn't get quite as much materials from him as you would have, but he kind of offers a buffer in that area, so that if any threats from above came down lower, they'd have to deal with him before they even got to the necropolis. So it turned out to be, kind of a give and take sort of good deal. The problem is that you all also had to concede and promise that you wouldn't basically bother him. And so
what I'm suggesting is that you'll have to go and have another meeting with Xanalexiar. That didn't go well the first time. I mean, in the end, you all completed the mission and everything worked out. But we have a treaty, an agreement with him, and you all will need to break that treaty in order to pass through where he is at to get to the city of Oxenotl more quickly.
Hey, I can't imagine he's gonna be too happy about that.
No, he was big mad last time.
Stormy, your mic seems to be cutting out every now and then.
My mic is cutting out?
Sometimes. Part of sentences just drop out.
Was that for everybody too?
Hear him. I heard everything.
Yeah, I've been good for the most part.
It might have been a Discord thing though. Then if we've experienced that on Saturday D&Ds, what happens is sometimes some of the Discord information doesn't get sent completely. It's not a mic thing, unfortunately. So I do have hardwired in. It's probably just because there's so many hops from us to you. Let me know if you need me to repeat anything, because you're missing details. Okay.
No, it's just fine. I just wanted to make sure that it's good for the stream.
Right. Yeah, and that's a good point. Everybody else, does this seem okay to you guys? Is there did any? I guess you guys didn't experience it. How about you guys in chat? Did anybody else experience that my audio was cutting out? Also, I need to make some minor audio adjustment.
Hello?
Was that you, Rusty?
Those are my fucking neighbors upstairs.
I just heard that. That was so loud.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because they have a little, crotch goblin or something run around up there.
Crotch goblin.
God.
Sounded good?
They're
Okay.
wearing boots of volume.
Yeah, literally. It's insane.
Wow, that's crazy, bud.
I was like, I heard that. I thought it was in my house.
I would like to inquire. I would like to kind of like float beyond the group and kind of address the room and just state, can we be? All I do is float. Can we be so sure that the young dragon has played no part in this encroachment from the humanoids?
That is
Good question.
quite a clever question. As always, it's always good to have someone with your level of intelligence amongst us to think of these things, and that is something that we in the Elder Lich Council have considered. Well, not only that, but we can't even call him a young dragon anymore at this time. He would probably qualify as an adult dragon, which means he would be
he's a
even
big
more of
boy
a threat
now.
than the last time you dealt with him. But that is actually part of the mission. You need to find out if he is a part of this, and if not, you need to negotiate a way through the cavern system, his territory, so that you can make it to Oxenottle in time. And hopefully everything works out all right. If he has become a part of this, then you will have your work cut out for you, having to deal with an adult dragon.
Yeah.
Breaking a treaty with Zanalexiar is no doubt dangerous, Lord Balon. Which means we will require payment. And you know what my payment is. And I hold up one of my favorite spoons. And I breathe on it like to clean it, but it's all cold air, so it just makes it wet.
How long have you been dead?
I don't remember. Sometimes I forget I'm dead.
We don't. We can see right through you.
I'm skinny.
No, you're transparent.
I am skinny. I am skinny queen.
Skinty legend. Very skinty legend.
Yes.
I can't imagine the dragon will be too happy that we're saying hello.
No, he was big mad last time too.
He was big and mad, but he was also big mad. Yes.
Yeah.
Thus, since you all were the ones who negotiated the previous agreement, we felt that you all were extra suited to this task.
Maybe he has fond memories of us. I doubt it.
I like us very much.
Dad
What
makes
say
one
you?
of us.
Will you take up this noble, honorable task for the necropolis?
I mean, you know me. Adventurers to kill. I'm your bone man. You call me.
Zanalexiar has no place within our cavernous systems. This was an overdue task, in my opinion. I will agree to do this.
Why
Even
does
with
it
him.
sound like you're all ready to kill the dragon already? Like, are you taking negotiation off the table entirely?
Would you not
I wonder
disagree that Zanalexiar is a plague unto our ecosystem?
So are adventurers, but he eats them, so... You pick your battles.
Fair enough.
Do
It's
you
fine,
think
though. I mean, it's hard to melt flesh off of bones when you have no flesh on your bones. I'm good.
you can melt bone? Maybe. Maybe.
Turn it to ash, maybe. Yeah, okay.
Oh, it could happen.
Way to take the
I
wind
wonder.
out of my sails.
A little bit. Do you think that dragon corpses make cool mushrooms?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Is he okay?
Would you like to hold one of my spoons to calm down? This
Very much.
1,000 years old.
I don't know what that number means.
He knows how old the spoon is, but not how old he is. Crazy. Can I have one?
You get, you get to butter knife.
Oh,
Butter knife.
he's gonna open his long leather coat with gold trim and play a little musical ditty on his rib cage using the knife. Good acoustics.
Acoustics.
So the Death Knight Balin Savage says to you all,
Well then, as usual, I need from each of you individually to accept that you will now become a part of this newly formed task force and that you are willing to undertake this quest. First, starting with BonesyJonesy.
Where do I sign? I solemnly swear to be a part of this group and the republic for which it stands.
Very good. Inspectre Dread.
Balin, I am bound to this task. I take out one of my butter knives and I slice my hand, but it just goes right through.
Whoa!
And I show it to you. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I'm dead.
It's fine.
Oh right,
That counts.
so I'm dead.
Naltura-Irai.
Oh, dwarves smell funny. I'll make them into dirt. Okay, sure, I'll go.
I'll take that as a yes.
and finally, Ursus
Their bones
Bonehide.
make nice wind chimes.
Ursus agrees on one condition. Ursus wants to torture champion on our bot world or info.
Whoa.
You're quiet for me. Let me want to hear that.
You think the smell coming off them is torture enough? No? Okay, it's fine.
Say that again, Kieran.
Ursus agrees on one condition. He wants to torture champion for info.
Yeah, that's
If
just
that
part of
is
the repertoire.
necessary, then yes, of course.
We can find a reason.
Yeah. Not hard.
Not really.
Oh, we're creative people.
Very.
Not even.
Little rib number for you. I need to buy a little xylophone for the next session.
Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Bump. I'll send you this.
Please.
He actually had something. Speaking of props.
Oh, yeah, I'm surrounded by them.
So,
He said, very good, then let's... I have some special equipment for you all to take with you. First off, these magical sending scrolls. They're a more advanced version of the sending stones that you all used in the past. Effectively, these were created by the Archlich Academy. It's a scroll that just like the sending stones, there's a corresponding scroll that is owned by, we will hold that corresponding scroll, and you can write on the scroll twice per day, up to 50 words. And then that way you can pass on any intel that you find while you're up there. These scrolls are made of some type of humanoid leather. So they've been magically enchanted, so they should be quite durable. Of course, keep them in the adamantine scroll tube that we will provide as well to keep them quite protected. Furthermore, we are going to provide you with a new bit of tech that is we have developed. It is a special rod that has the capacity to create a magical teleportation circle when implanted in the ground. It's a one-time, one-use item. It already connects to a teleportation circle at the Lich Academy, and this would allow you to basically create a method of transporting quickly once you have gotten farther up and done some investigation. Potentially it could be an escape route, or simply once you have completed your mission, a potentially useful method of traveling closer to the surface very quickly. So
Useful.
you should use your discretion to where and when to use it, but my advice is to think about carefully when and where would be the best option to use this. You have any questions?
When do we leave?
Well then.
Anybody else?
There are no other
Anybody?
questions besides that. You
I
leave.
feel like going in with 0 is not a great idea, guys.
I'm
Come on.
not hearing a word you're saying. I'm absolutely fascinated by the rod. It's like absolutely.
Of course, he takes it. Yeah.
Like running. Yes. Mm.
Okay, so we'll let the ghost man handle the holy shit stick. Okay, that's
Is it instant? The circle.
No, the ritual takes 1 minute.
oh shit. That changes things a little bit.
How many minutes is that?
That's 1.
He asked how many minutes 1 minute is.
Are you sure you're okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm made of like
One
mustache.
question. When do we leave? Even though you already asked.
It's like I'm not even here.
Oh, I know. When do we go?
Okay. That being said, I'm gonna pull out my lute, or I'm gonna go with the violin made entirely of bone, and I'm gonna play us a leaving tune, but it is made from bone, and the strings are sinew from my dead friends, so it's quite old, and it sounds horrendous, like it is the worst sound. Like, and we just away.
He says, well then, I'll have you all go over and meet with you'll meet with Archlich Rudy. Archlich Rudy,
Nice guy, Rudy.
he
Real-
will
very nice.
facilitate your flight transfer, which should only take roughly an hour to reach the top of the necropolin bubble at the top of the cavern, and you will be accessing the remote tower entry point up there. So that tunnel would take you only roughly 24 hours to reach Xanalexiar's cabin.
That could very well be our last day on not Earth. Great.
Right.
Well-
I just love to travel. It's incredible what the
There's no sound when you do that.
If you have to destroy the dragon, so be it. We hope that you will. It turns out that the deal that we have with him has been fairly lucrative. So our hope is that you can negotiate passage through his cavern, with him still keeping the agreement and alive. But if not, well then, so be it. He shall be material for our kingdom.
Dragon bones.
indeed.
Make great wind chimes out of dragon bones. Just saying.
We could make like an end table for bedrooms.
My character will look at Bonesy and say, maybe we can let him speak to Dragon and bore him, and points at Inspector Dread.
You're probably not far off.
Did you say something? And I'm just looking up there, running my fingers through it.
This
Still looking at
tongue's
this
basically
spoon.
just a loop. We should really go, or it'll get annoying quickly.
You're playing
All right.
music. I thought birds were singing.
Well, thank you. That's a great compliment.
It was beautiful.
Dead birds.
Okay,
Birds
then.
are so pretty.
So, with that, he ushers you, now go out of my office. I have other things to do. Take care of this, as I know you well. You are all now dubbed the champion killers.
Awesome. To the town of Axolotl.
Yeah.
It's Oxenotl, but yeah, you're close.
I have an intelligence of like 8, I think. Oh no, I'm okay. We're doing
So, you all make your way over to the part of the academy where, and he tells you which portion of the academy. It's the research, area of the academy. Of course, as you guys are going, you're having to sort of mentally pull Inspector Dread away because he keeps wanting to poke his head through walls to see everything that they're up to and they're doing. You have to keep getting his
window
attention.
shop later. We're in a hurry here.
Are you seeing these furnaces?
Furnaces.
Yeah, you guys take him over to, or you all make your way to to meet Arch-Lich Rudy. And Rudy is there, and he says, "Hello, my lords. I understand that you all are traveling to the surface tower number 46. Is that true?"
Sure.
It has been facilitated by the Council of Death Knights. I believe Balin Savage indicated that this was a matter of utmost importance, yes?
We're special.
We are the champion killers, and we have been bestowed a task. Get us to Tower 40 whatever as quickly as possible.
I think it said 46. I think.
40.
I can count that high.
Can you?
No.
Don't you lie to me.
I'm sorry.
Birdie.
Very well. Stand here up on the pedestal. You will find there's a metal disc. We have infused it with magic similar to flying carpets, as it were. Although it will also keep you from falling off as it moves very quickly. But, try not to force it, because you can overcome the magics that keep you on it. And you wouldn't want to fall, except, for this spirit one here. Wouldn't harm him at all. But the rest of you might find yourselves, since you're going roughly 10,000 feet to the upper surface of the bubble of the cavern of Necropolis, it's a bit of a fall, and you might find yourself powder by the time that you've finished impacting the ground.
My party,
Just not do that.
they look around. I'm already on the platform. Quickly now. I love a good transfer. Let's go.
All right.
Is the man not about to become powder?
Yeah, I'm made of bones. So's they. Gonna walk over to the platform. At this point, I'll put my little violin away, because I've been playing this whole walk up here.
Oh.
Okay.
You want something else?
Yeah, I do.
He's gonna reach into his jacket and sling out this very impromptu, kind of haphazardly put together set of bagpipes made from different leg bones and arm bones, and the airbag on it is made from what looks like a tanned lung.
Stomach?
Like a literal prepared lung.
Oh,
That I
lung.
just
Oh,
use
okay.
as a wind bag for my bagpipes, and much like the violin, it is just god awful sounding, like worse than actual bagpipes, which is saying something.
Beautiful. It reminds me of sound of coyotes killing the small animals in the woods.
It's exactly what I was going for. Yeah.
Ursus slowly walks up to the platform, muttering to himself, "Ursus wants but earplugs."
Now Turo's just kind of.
So you mutter to yourself that you want earplugs, but you say that just as you're walking past Arch-Lich Rudy, and he says, my young man, to make it clear, you don't have ears, so I don't think that's going to work out too well. Good luck with that.
Great, you can't hide from the genius.
All right, all four of you are on the metal platform, and the Archlich goes over to a standing sort of round pedestal, plays with some magical controls, and you guys suddenly go up like an elevator, and you're going straight up for quite a long time. And this is actually fairly new within the last decade, or excuse me, the last year or two, because you guys had basically been deactivated as an elite team for about 5 years. And this tech is fairly new. They had other methods, like they had an array of different kinds of flying creatures that they would use, and or a few on-hand flying carpets, things like that, if they needed to transport people around to these various kind of holes in the top of the cavern where they've crafted, using Druidic stone shaping magic, they've crafted these under towers, right, that hang down instead of rising up. And there's roughly 50 of them spread out in a pattern all the way around the top of the cavern. Again, it's like 10,000 feet to effectively the bottom to the city, and it's a big planet. And you all, but this is new tech. And there's like a series of a few of them, and you as you're getting on it, you're flying and you're going up, you see that they're creating an array of them in this area, and that it's, of course, I want you to imagine the city is just this hodgepodge of different kinds of architecture, of old Gothic / old medieval, knowledge that's filtered in from ancient times and new times and all mixed together, but kind of very similar to a lot of what you would see in the Dark Souls series or Elden Ring, just very that dark Gothic medieval fantasy kind of look. And poor Tark is like, damn it, I can't ever escape these games. Anywho, so they're creating more of them. They're building more of these mobile platforms, and you can tell the arcane casters without even having to roll. The folks that have Arcana, that would be the bard and the wizard. They recognize that this is a mixture, like an advanced version of a tensor's floating disk. That's just been magically enhanced and infused into what appear to be some kind of very like an orichalcum style, the type of metal, something that's easily enchantable, but is yet stronger and lighter than steel. So yeah, that's pretty neat technology. And you also get this, you feel that there's a sort of a magical bubble barrier around it that keeps you in. But you do feel like, you kind of test it a little bit. Then obviously the incorporeal one can pass right through it. But the rest of you, if you test it and push on it, it's like a bubble. And you do feel like that if you put enough force behind it, you could break through it. And then, of course, there'd be no protection from you falling. So just as he indicated. But it takes you about a half an hour for it to rise, and it's rising really quickly, but it still takes you about a half an hour to rise all the way to, not to the very, very top, but close, about maybe a few thousand feet from the top. And then it starts to travel in a straight line to where you all kind of know where that tower is, that under tower, number 46. And as it travels towards it, it's moving in a straight line, but it's also moving up at an angle. And that takes about another 30 minutes because of the distance that you've had to travel. And you think to yourself, the smart ones of the group think to yourself, they could have made that shorter if they had started with a straight line instead of going up and then over. If they'd started with a straight angular line, it would be faster. It makes you wonder why they haven't thought of that, because you know how smart the Lich Academy is. It must be sort of a technical limitation right now or something. Like it's something that curious to ask about later. What were you gonna say, Rusty?
Slowly here. I said change happens slowly here. They're stuck in their ways.
That too, yeah.
Sure,
It could be that
sure,
exactly. Yeah. And very soon you start to float towards, again, it's just this, it's like a tower that's upside down, but the it doesn't mean that the roof is on the bottom. It's just sort of like flat on the bottom. Imagine a tower that's been flung up into a ceiling and stuck in the ceiling. But the door is like it normally would be on the bottom. And you are ushered in. There are several guards on the inside, various types of skeletons, a few armored and armed skeletons and zombies, led by a white captain. And no, I don't mean like the color white, but a WIGHT white. For folks who don't know, that's a type of sort of advanced, smart undead. They're very skeletal in nature. They're pretty badass. And so they have this white captain, and he says, "Hello, my lords. I'm in charge of Tower 46. I understand I've been given a missive that you ought to make your way through the tower as quickly as possible, and I'm to facilitate that. Do you have anything to say?"
No.
Good.
Snap two,
Let's
we got
go
shit
then.
to do.
Right this way, sirs.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look.
He's all
doesn't-
business.
As I'm walking through the other skeletons, I'm gonna like play the celebrity a little bit, like, "Hey, how you doing? How are you? How's your mother doing? Did you get that surgery
one of
for a
them is
knee
like-
she needed? Glad.
His jaw goes down, and he's all like pointing as you're walking by.
Well, let me fix that." And he goes over and just lifts it back up. "I got you. I know, loose jaw. Same problem happens to me all the time." I'm just gonna keep making my, just kind of enjoy being around the Skelly boys again.
Yeah. So I kind of imagine in your downtime, you would have been playing at various,
Tower 46, famous club. We used to play here all the time. Great spot. Wonderful
Not at
acoustics.
this tower, but down in the taverns or whatnot of the city.
Oh.
And of course, there is a druid conclave, a group of it's more of like a guild than a true conclave of corrupted druids. And there's not very many of you. You guys are pretty rare. Most of them are sort of variation. Some of them are aberrations of like different blighted plant creatures, dark tree ants and stuff. And you in your downtime would have spent time with them. Of course, our Frankenstein monster, Ursus, would be probably just continue training with the military and looking for ways to improve his skills and improve his armor and everything. And then I'm sure that Inspector Dread would have. He's been kicked out of the academy many times because he can be obsessive and annoying from time to time. They give him basically a timeout, but because he comes in frequently to marvel at all of the strange, interesting tech and devices. Some of even but they did give him a retiree job where he gets to take care of a museum, and he loves it there because of all the new stuff that he finds there at the museum.
At the museum.
My
all the
lord.
new stuff at the museum. Oxymoron, and I love it.
I love him already.
Yeah.
There's nothing new at the museum. That's why it's a museum.
Yeah, but he is so old. He's forgotten how old he is. He remembers an age where you ate with your fingers. Not there was no such thing as a fork or a spoon.
Dressed quite fancy for a Stone Age person. Impressive.
My favorite spot's the coat check. They call them hangers. Incredible. You can hang things on them.
Like what?
Well, you, if you don't quit asking such stupid questions.
Is it like a ride? I want to go on the hangar.
I'm going to retcon back just a few minutes, just for funsies. While you guys are on the floating metal platform, making your way, towards the Tower 46, is there anything that Ursus maybe wants to do with his particular family heirloom?
Yeah. About halfway through the travel, I want to take out my fan and
show us the fan there that you got. Do your fan thing, Ryan.
Ryan, fan. There you go.
Perfect.
Fan on command.
So go ahead, Kieran.
and I want to. I'll open it up and I start. Well, popping it towards Dread. See if I can make him move towards the edge.
Oh, like a cloud.
You guys remember the last 6 months that you all traveled together? It was a weird kind of experiment/habit that Ursus had. He would basically blow his fan to try and see if he could get Dread to move with it.
It might work one day. Is it working? I think I saw him move.
Of course, Dread being incorporeal, the wind doesn't actually
Robotic.
affect him. But Dread, would you have gone along with this and pretended that it moved you, or would you have just been resolute against it?
Resolute as always.
Not today, bud.
So you just stare at Ursus as he blows this fan at you and shake your head.
I'm in a party of fools.
Excuse me. Can you make a set of bagpipes out of bones and a lung? No.
No, I can't either. Does that mean I'm out of the group?
We're talking about it.
Oh no.
All right. So back to the tower. You've made it to the tower, and the captain there has already ushered you through the tower into the main tunnel system of this region, and hands you a map. You all, of course, you take it, but you don't need it because it has been a few years. But you have some geniuses with you who would easily remember it and be able to make your way through the tunnel system towards what they call the lair of Xanalexiar. And but it's going to take, like I think I indicated, it would take what, a day? A day? What did I say? I don't remember.
Yeah, at least, right?
They said 24 hours, yeah.
Yeah, 24 hours. That is what I said. All right. So it means you're going to have to travel and then camp. So you guys are traveling through the tunnel system. Just before you leave, the captain, reminds you that this tunnel system, is basically kind of off limits because we're not supposed to get too close to Xanalexiar's territory. Obviously he knows that you all are on a mission to go through there, but he says that so that you all know that there won't be anybody. You shouldn't run into anybody along this tunnel system. And
So if there's someone down here, they're not supposed to be.
Exactly.
Okay. Good to know. We have a starting ground to work on.
Yeah. Clear cut rule.
Like that.
So you all travel on through most of the day. You know, you haven't really used any resources. You guys don't need to sleep. So, I can't really imagine that you would even need to stop and camp unless you all want to.
Speed run, speed
My
run,
bones get a
speed
little
run,
tired.
speed run,
My bones
speed
get a
run.
little tired after lots of walking. You know, there's not a lot of cushion there.
Depend on your style, Stormy. Do you do like an assumed spell prep for the wizard, or that would be the only thing I could think of?
Oh, right, yeah. So, what I mean by that, yeah, if you have a spell prep that you've already prepped ahead of time, you
I
can
carved
just
out my for the for at
if
least
you want to
day
change
one, I
something.
carved out.
Right, if you want to change it from what you already pre-prepped, then yes, you would need to rest to do that.
Then I am good since I've already done it.
Okay, all right. So your character votes to keep going, and which makes sense for an apparition. Looks like Inspectre Dread votes to keep going. Natura votes to keep going. BonesyJonesy votes to camp because his bones are getting tired.
If I could do like just an hour, just take a quick little breather. I can do a little prayer or ritual, and I can put a little extra fuel in the tank for later. Might be useful.
Sure.
Just like an hour of your time. I need all of group involvement, by the way.
I think
Musical session. Ghosty, you're gonna be singing.
You all remember when you've traveled with him in the past, when you all were activated before. This was a regular kind of ritual that he would do once a day, or from time to time. That sometimes we found annoying, and sometimes you got a kick out of. So
It's brand new to me every time we do it.
you all do remember too that Ursus occasionally, every few days, needs to go into a 4-hour, I think it's a 6-hour for Warforged.
It's 4, I think.
Is it 4? Well, I think either way,
needs a snooze
you and I think actual Warforged it's a 6-hour, but I think you and I changed it to be a 4-hour. He needs to, sort of like an elf needs to do a 4-hour recharge.
Charge the batteries, so to speak.
Not really asleep, more so just he's kind of part undead and part construct. So, but he doesn't have to do it all the time. But this time he's been busy lately, and so this time he feels the need. So you guys will at least have to take a 4-hour break, and during that time, you all basically he's gonna be asleep, but 1 hour of it apparently Rusty wants to do a jam session. Is that right?
More or less. That's kind of a elementary way to put it. So it's degrading the ritual a little, but yes, jam session works.
Okay.
I break out my flute.
You have a flute?
I do have a flute. It's
Oh, this is
not
gonna
made
get
of,
cool.
it's
I'm
not
very
made of
curious.
skin. It's not made of skin.
All right.
Okay, what's
So I kind of
why are you coming
imagine-
at me like that.
I imagine, of course, Rusty's character can play any instrument, and we know that the Inspector Dread has a flute. I kind of imagine Ursus would be like bang on a drum, right? What do we think Naltura-Irai would sort of instrument would they play, or what sort of musical? It doesn't have to be an instrument. What sort of musical thing would
You can
they
also
dance?
interpretively while we play.
Yeah, dance
think
interpretively. Yeah.
Natura would probably do like these weird bird calls. Like, can you even hear this?
Yes, we can hear that.
Love it.
Stormy.
Perfect. It's only one note. This is gonna be a really easy song for everybody.
I think it is G. Yeah.
You're trying to say something, Kieran?
Yeah, can my great axe have like strings on it as in a guitar? Like a combination of a weapon and an instrument?
Okay, Gene Simmons.
I mean, we can say that you strap together the sinew of some creature and strung it around it in a way you got with Rusty. You got with BonesyJonesy.
Feel free.
And BonesyJonesy helped you craft it into, yeah, sure, if you want it to be, yeah. All right. Everybody roll me a performance check for the for this. Doesn't matter if you have it as a proficiency or not.
We're about to echo the worst song of all time through the caverns.
Okay, well, I have a plus 13, so this should be good. 27.
14.
4.
10.
And what did Tart get?
I guess I'm
10.
10.
Carry
Okay.
this one.
10 was the baseline to not suck. So, of course, the one carrying the group is the one who's a master bard. But most of the group is keeping up pretty good, making decent music. And sadly, poor Natura, nature has its own kind of chaotic rhythm. And so Natura is just straight up just making it sound as off melody as possible in every possible moment. And
love that.
but yeah, it makes
No
a
have to
unique sound.
sugarcoat. It is noise.
So for that, I get to the conduct ritual ability with my College of Spirits.
Sorry, your mouth is away from the mic. I didn't hear you.
With that, I get my conduct ritual from my Spirit Bard class. So I'm using my spiritual focus, which in this case is the skull. That's at the end of my instrument.
Cool.
I conduct an hour-long ritual with up to 4 willing creatures, including myself. And I learn a spell from any class that counts as a bard spell, or it counts as a bard spell for me. And I'm going to select tongues, because I don't speak dragon. And that would be a handy spell to have just kicking around. So I'm going to pick up tongues as I commune with the spirits through this really impromptu and quite off-tune jam session. What's your name? I know your name. We've been teammates forever. Ryan, what's your character's name?
Natura.
Thank you, Natura. How do you only play one note and still somehow fall out of tune every time? One day.
Oh, yeah.
One day. We're gonna
One
get
day.
this right.
We're going to get this right. Yes. It's hard because one hand is made of bear skin and other hand is made, I think this is walrus.
Walrus.
Did you say walrus?
Walrus?
I think walrus, yeah. I'm not sure. It's something, it's very, very like drippy. If I find new one, if I find matching bear hand, I could make different note.
Okay, looking for bear hands.
Bear hands,
Or
yes.
walrus?
Oh, different walrus hand. That's true, yeah.
That's
That would be
exactly
great.
right.
We can give you a drum. We'll make you a drum out of skin or something. It'll be fine. By the end of this trip, we'll have a drum for you.
Dragon skin.
That's a great idea.
Right?
Shit. A broken clock. Right twice a day.
What?
What is
Twice
what does
a day, that's
Inspector
all you
Dread
get.
think of the beautiful, terrible music that they played?
Ghastly.
Ghastly. I love it. All right. So
Goss.
during the 4 hour down charge, you only have to do it once a week unless you've been in combat and have to do stuff. When you're out of combat, you only have to do it once a week. But this happens to be the one time you have to do it, and you know your friends just rib you. Haha, get it, rib you. They give you a hard time about it. You couldn't have done this before we left. Of course, he points out, hey, he
Always
didn't know
before
that
you
we were
leave
going to
the
be
house.
leaving. So,
Like he.
Exactly.
but during that 4 hour downtime, there's a possibility of a random encounter. So since you're all effectively awake except for him,
We're playing a concert in the middle of a
we don't have to worry about
my draws.
watches. So I'm gonna do one for each hour, not including well, I'm doing this partially because you played the loud, beautiful, awful music throughout the cavern system.
Yeah. Fair.
Hour 2 goes by uneventfully. Hour 3 goes by uneventfully. Oh my goodness. I only gave you guys
The instruments.
15% chance, and I rolled a 0.7.
Shit.
You guys, during the last part of your mission, you're startled to see, and of course you all see in the dark, so you don't really need to worry about making a fire or anything, and you don't need to be warm either. So you just basically stand there somewhere in a slightly more open part of the tunnel, and very soon though you hear come whistling. Sounds like they're trying to whistle the same tune that you all were playing. A group of
they're on tune at least.
yeah.
Oh.
A group of zombie dwarves come bounding down. There are 7 of them, and they're doing this song. They're trying to do your song justice, and they stop dead in their tracks when they're all standing in front of you all. And
What you are doing in the tunnels here? Oh, it's good to see you. We don't see people out this way so far. We're all kind of off the beaten track. Are you going to destroy us?
Destroy you? We would never destroy our first fans. We have fans. Incredible.
They already picked up the tune. That's impressive. It's not. I mean, it's only one note, so it's not that hard. But still, impressive. They got the rhythm.
I mean, I couldn't do it.
So you aren't
just bones.
with the God House at 46? We're not supposed to be here, you know. We know that we're a little bit into the area. We kind of got lost, to be honest with you, off track 44, and somehow we ended up here. You know, we apologize for being in an unauthorized area. We were trying to make our way back to where we're supposed to be. I don't suppose you guys could point us in the right direction.
Well, if that was the wrong direction, and it is a one-way cave, simply keep on going.
Oh, I think we took a wrong turn at Tunnel Albuquerque. But okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for Tunnel Albuquerque.
They look very grateful, and as they're leaving, they say, "Thank you for the ditty that you got stuck in our heads. We're quite appreciative of it."
I'm glad you like it. There's gonna be plenty more. See, there you go. Solo.
That's the part we can't quite figure out. It doesn't seem to be on tune.
Yeah, you'll get there. It's part of the art that it's off tune. It's part of the art.
Natural talent.
All right, they leave, and then the rest of your rest goes uneventful, and then you travel on for the rest of the 8 hours, because you basically went 16, and you traveled for 12, rested for 5, and then moving on the rest of the distance, and very soon you come to where the tunnel opens up into a much larger cave, and you find the huge metal doors that have been intricately carved. And you remember that was part of the negotiation contract that you all had with Xanalexiar, was that he required the necropolis to provide him with magically lockable, fancy ornate, dark steel doors to his demesne. It's sort of a delineation so that any of your errant people wouldn't stumble into his lair, because anybody who dared come in his lair was bound to be munched and crunched, is the way he put it. And or crunched and munched. You don't remember which way he put it, but you're standing before the door. It is magically sealed. Or at least you remember it's supposed to be magically sealed. But you're standing before, it's roughly, it's a giant double door, 50 feet high, made of dark steel, and is has all kinds of intricate carvings and runes on it. There's no mechanical lock, just giant pull rings that are really high up.
I don't think I can reach that.
Good. And
Not as
maybe
tall as I used to be.
Looking at the big guy.
just big guy, man, strong.
The rings, they appear to be like. Explain this more.
So
How high up
they're
are they?
giant pull rings, like imagine, if they were regular size, they're just like rings that are attached on almost like knockers. But they would pull out and then just pull the door open. But they're, the doors are 50 feet high, and so these are about 20 feet up. Of course, back when you guys negotiated this, you didn't stick around to see these things made. You haven't seen these before. You do know of the contract since you guys were the ones who negotiated it. But the doors are supposed to be magically sealed. You haven't determined that yet, unless you do something. As far as the rings go, somehow you're going to have to be able to pull those open on top of breaking the magical seal, if there is still one.
As a ghost, does my movement speed allow me to travel vertically? Or like, can I float up?
That is accurate. Yes, you can. A couple of things, because you're incorporeal and because you can float and fly and levitate, you technically could potentially go through it. The thing is, if I remember correctly, if you stop inside of like a rock or stone with your regular move up to your double move, you can start taking damage. So
I'll be right back. I gotta feed my cat super quick.
yeah, no problems. And you remember that the walls on each side are going to be really thick in this area. But if the door is magically sealed, it might prevent you from traveling through the door.
Gotcha.
But so
Are there any gaps in it?
no, it's very, I mean, at the bottom, the way it would pull, it would probably even drag in the dirt a little bit.
Oh wow, okay.
How high up are the rings?
They are about 20 feet up.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not that big.
Do we have like a rope or so? I could fly a rope up there.
I would think that you guys would have your standard adventurer packs. So,
Okay.
although you wouldn't call them adventurer packs, you would call them, because you guys aren't adventurers, right? It's standard.
They are Bone Boy boxes.
Okay, they're standard Bone Boy boxes.
Beep, beep, beep.
I've got 50 feet of rope on me.
Okay.
I'll take Ursus Bonehide's rope. I float up there. I do my best Boy Scout impression.
All right.
It's honor.
Refresh my memory. Let me double check. In 5th ed, is there a use rope skill? I know there isn't 3.5. Is there a use rope skill in 5e? I've forgotten.
I have no idea.
Storage. Just looking at
Never looked into
character
that.
sheet
I
real
usually
quick.
just use
Yeah.
survival because I can consider that a survival.
Is it just a survival for a
That's
use
usually
rope?
what I do. I don't know if there's an actual skill for it. I'd be happy to know.
I think it would be closer to a maybe a sleight of hand, but I can see survival. I'll let you do either survival or sleight of hand, whichever one is better for you.
Sleight of hand it is. Okay. For surviving is not my specialty, for I am dead. A 7 total.
Okay. You think you tie the rope around it pretty good? Yeah.
Oh, I was imagining Kieran pulls it, it just comes undone, falls on his.
Oh, he hasn't pulled it yet.
Yeah.
What do you do,
I
Kieran?
think you've done a good job. You feel good about what you did.
Ursus, give it your finest pool. That knot is staying there indefinitely. Use all
Really
your
put-
might.
All of your weight into it.
Yes.
All right, I'll take the other side of the rope and I'll start. I'm not gonna start pulling yet. I'm gonna ask one of the smart people to maybe check the door first for magic.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see if the door's magic. You might be better at that than me, to be fair.
We do an investigation? Or
No, you would actually do detect magic. I think it's a first level spell, but I think you can cast it as a ritual if you want to. It would take it 10 minutes to cast it as a ritual, or you can just cast it.
I actually didn't prepare it.
Oh. How about the bard? Did he prepare detect magic?
No. Let's just pull it and see what happens. I'm a man of action.
I'll start pulling the rope.
Okay, you pull the rope, and you know how when you tie your shoe like only partly, and all it takes is to yank on one and it just unravels. That's exactly what happens here. You just give it a yank and it just goes flops right back into his face.
You pulled too hard.
Yep.
That was a perfect knot.
If I could squint my eyes at you, I would be. I don't have any eyes or skin.
Just do this.
Ah.
I mean, we could always take a rest and re-prepare. You know?
I just have that. Okay.
Play
Only
another
problem there.
solo.
I need to do another ritual. And at that point, what if she hears us or they hear us?
Maybe they'll open the door.
I mean, alternatively, we have met. I am acutely familiar with this person. I can maybe send it a message. I did prepare a message. And I can do it if I know the target, I can do it through solid objects. The question is the door, okay, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood will block the spell. So I'm gonna try to cast message.
All right,
To
say
this
the last
dragon.
part again. You kind of mumbled it.
My bad. I'm gonna pull my character sheet right there. Perfect.
Or I'll just read it. I'll look it up real quick here.
Sure.
5e
Yeah.
message.
Just a little message cantrip. Are you there?
Oh, it's a cantrip?
Yep.
Gotcha. Well, then you wouldn't even need yeah, you could you wouldn't have to ritual it then. You point
Oh
at
no.
your,
I was saying if we rest, I would have to do the ritual to learn the other spell, tongues again.
oh. You point your
But,
finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. You can cast a spell through solid objects if you're familiar with the target and know it is beyond the barrier. Magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood blocks the spell. So unfortunately, you think that this door, as huge as it is probably 3 inches thick.
There.
And it's not common, it's dark steel. So you're pretty sure the door would block your spell.
I'm gonna go up to the door and make like I'm about to try the spell and be like, "Dragon, are you there?" And then just like, "It's too thick. Don't think it's gonna get through."
Unbar. Unbar.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I should do it twice in case they hear me.
My friend,
Dragon, are you there?
I have a thought.
Wait.
This is a daring feat, but I have a thought. We should knock.
Daring.
Brave.
Daring indeed.
Presumptuous. I like it.
The people of Analexia are not privy to our intentions. For all they know, we are simply here to collect our annual tax. They do not know our intentions are not entirely unnefarious, indeed.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna knock on the dragon's lair.
It's simply a thought.
I'm not opposed. I'm just not gonna be the one who does it. Brittle hands and all, I could hurt myself.
Maybe we can play one of our finest tunes, and maybe you sit this one out. Ryan, I point to you.
Fair.
I don't
No
know what
one's
whistling
ever-
was really adding to the tune.
No one's ever
Yeah.
killed a traveling band.
We've gone through this, and it's a very traumatic memory for me.
Oh yeah. It happened to you. That's right. Yeah.
Now, where do you think I got the instruments from?
You're bad members.
Oh, right. And I roll out a scroll of great tragedies. Roll.
Oh no!
And I'm like rolling through. I'm like, oh, right. Oh, right, there it is. Yes. You're not wrong.
Right at the end, yes. It's a long list, I'm sure.
It's still rolling. Holy fuck.
Yes, the great tragedy of the traveling band. Part
Yes, the
7.
gratefully dead. Yep. Oh, 7. It happened 6 other times before. 2.
Part
Look out,
7 was...
scroll incoming.
Either way,
Oh, I got him.
what do we think? To knock or not to knock?
I vote knock.
It's a pretty thick door. You're gonna need to knock pretty hard.
We all do it at the
Really?
same time.
I was just gonna have the big guy do it.
Oh.
Hey, muscles. Just gonna creak my neck over like.
Now I want to pop my neck. Damn it! Thanks, Ryan.
Snap, snap.
I turn my head towards Bonesy and I'm like, what?
I'm just gonna do it again. Just nudge my head towards the door, like. Do you think?
I take out my axe and I walk towards the door and I start banging on it.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay. He goes over and starts banging. Like, I'm assuming with the flat of it, not like trying to, damage
Yeah, no,
your...
with the flat of it, not
Yeah.
damaging the axe itself.
Wait, do
Gotcha.
we start playing?
I was gonna say, how does the axe hitting the door sound? Could that be like the first note of the song?
Absolutely.
Line
He
it
goes,
up
bong,
so it sounds like a bell.
Bong. It's like the bass line. Bong, bong.
All right, 3, 2, and then.
At the door won't open. We're at that door. We wish it would open. Anyway.
You have a lovely singing voice. I knew it. I knew you'd be a great singer. Just playing.
I knew this was
screechy
going to be epic.
violin.
This is better than I thought, though. All right. So, after several minutes of this, he's just riffing and rapping, making the song as long as possible.
Please open the
pretty soon,
door.
all of a sudden, you hear a kind of a fizzle sound, as if the seal has been dropped, and then you hear a creaking as the metal doors start to part open before you. And
Not
and
good idea.
of course, the doors part open, and you see looking down at you guys, a very incensed looking, quite bigger than the last time you saw him, blue and brass dragon. You're like, wait, is this the same one? Because apparently they go through this molting phase when they go from one stage to another, where they just go whoop, and they shed their skin like a snake and kind of come out of this skin cocoon and puff out and grow. And this guy's monstrous, and he's looking down at you guys. He says, "Oh, dares disturb." Excuse me, got something stuck in my throat. Okay, so who dares disturb my Demesne?
It sounded like you had some horse in there. I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah. So there was like some weird sledge, some weird what do they call those things? Shamblers. They were wandering down and they just wandered into my cave from one of the upper tunnels, and it's just not. I just had to gobble them up, but they were disgusting, and that was just yesterday. Got stuck in my craw. Just like you guys are gonna do, because you bothered me. I was trying to sleep again, God damn it. What are you doing here making sounds?
Let's not get too hasty.
Oh.
We're here on business.
He starts making this, really, of course, he's huge, this loud sniffing sound.
Maybe we shouldn't have brought someone made entirely of meat with us. This might have not been a good starting point.
He made of jerky.
I remember you guys, don't I?
Yeah.
You do.
I remember your stink.
Ta-da!
I mean, we don't get a lot of downtime to shower and keep clean, okay? He's a ghost. What's he gonna? How do you smell a ghost?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I remember you all, because 3 of you stink and 1 of you doesn't. I appreciate the non-stinky ones. I still might eat the rest of you if you don't tell me. This is a breach of our contract. I don't appreciate being bothered when I'm trying to get my beauty rest.
I mean, you don't need any of it. You look at you. You're beautiful already.
So pretty.
So pretty.
All right, roll me a, what is that, a persuasion in 5e?
Sure, yeah.
Flirt check.
20 plus 13, so 21.
Okay, let's see here.
Oh yeah, because
wow, yeah, I forgot how brilliantly knowledgeable and understanding you are. He's all like,
I get you.
So it's been a while. Refresh my memory on who you guys are again. What are your names?
I'm Bonesy. You remember me. You remember Bonesy, right? Of course.
BonesyJonesy, right? It's a musician.
That's the.
Oh yeah. How could I forget? And you got the ghosty guy. Wait, it's coming back to me now. Inspect the bread? Is that right?
Inspect the bread. Yes, that's right.
Yes.
That's perfect.
It is Inspector Dread, and we are the traveling band of the champion Caviar. Yes, the champions Caviar. That is our band name.
We are. So you come to up yourselves up as food?
Well, no, we simply serve up music that is better than the taste of the finest foods.
Oh, that's clever. Who came up with that?
Not clever, it's true.
Oh.
I mean, absolutely true. Still clever.
Yes. It is, yes.
Okay, but I didn't order none of your music.
Oops.
No?
Clerical error.
And you're what, Natura? Isn't that right? Naltura?
I am whatever you want me to be, baby.
Sorry, that was me. That was not the character.
Yeah, I completely broke on that one.
and Ursus, right? The Bonehide. What happened to your long blonde locks?
It fell off. Ursus no longer had hair.
You had hair?
He never had hair. The dragon is like gone off on a tangent of memory there, mixing 2 different memories together.
Just roll with it.
Like he's mixing up your last name, which is Bonehide, with Brunhilde, and imagining some sort of Norwegian girl with long blonde braids. Any rate, so the dragon. So I am Xanalexiar. You have come to my demesne, and I should be irritated because I was trying to have a nap, but I've been bored lately. So come on in. He opens up the door some more, turns around, almost slaps you guys with his tail, and makes his way to the center of his cavern. It's a big pile of gold and jewels. It's not the biggest dragon treasure you've ever seen. You can tell this guy probably doesn't leave his cave that much. But he's fashioned it in such a way that he's like a cat. He just kind of, envelops into the spot. There's like an indentation that fits the shape of his body, and he just kind of, spins around and flops down, looking at you guys. So, you've come to entertain me, and then if you entertain me, I won't gobble you up. Why else have you come?
That's it. That's the exact reason we're here, to entertain you. That's it. And then maybe just carry on through the other side to go entertain some other folks as well. But you're the main priority. They're all sideshows. This is the head gig.
And will you play me that little ditty that you played the last time when we negotiated our contract?
No ditty. Yes, no.
Yeah, I believe it lasted for only 3 hours, right?
Yeah, it's the 3-hour ditty. I remember it very. It was a lot of improvisation. There's a lot of improvisation, so we might have to stretch things. Can I roll like a history check or something to see if I remember that ditty at all? That actual
Absolutely.
song.
Roll me your history check. Yes.
It's only a +3 on this one.
Well, I'm going to give you, you can
14.
roll at advantage because it's about music and you're a bard and you have your bardic kind of knowledge.
That's a natural 20 for a total of 23.
Hey,
Sweet.
baby.
Nice.
So, yes,
Okay.
you're pretty sure, because you were the lead in that, that you can, you basically kind of knew, he kept, during the time that after you all had tussled with him and negotiated and all that, the dragon was like, all right, now you gotta, you basically kind of did a kumbaya friendship kind of thing with the contract and everything. At the end, you all did this celebratory song, and he just kept it going and kept telling you to keep going, and you're like, okay, I mean, you don't really get tired, maybe mentally tired, but not physically tired. Yeah, you kept it going, and so you're pretty sure that you can keep the bass melody going while everybody else kind of, he says, all right, that sounds great. That sounds great. I'm getting so bored. But I also need some exercise. So before we do this thing, you all are going to entertain me with your little bitty ditty. Okay, it's only 3 hours of your time.
A little more than little bitty. Okay, right. Fair enough.
Right, but before that, you gotta get me some exercise. Let's wrestle like we did before. What do you all think? I think that could be very fun.
You're
large.
Yeah.
Okay, we can make this work, maybe.
I'm gonna start cracking my bones. Like,
I mean, if you all are up for it, I'll let you pass through if you want to. And in fact, I appreciate that you all came and visited, because they're making all sorts of racket up there, and I'm not too thrilled about it. And I've gone up through my exit a few times, and I've seen some weird little humanoids. They've been kind of getting a little close to my secret entrance, and I'm worried that they might find their way in there. And since you're going that way, maybe you can check it out for me. Because and by the way, if you guys want to do an intuition, or what's it called, insight check, have you all do an insight check? Everybody.
I would like to do an insight check. 21.
I trust him implicitly already.
Okay. I mean, does anyone want to wrestle a dragon?
No, we're talking about, so he's like, basically he tells you the story, like he's cool if he'll let you pass through if you do a couple things for him. 1, you gotta wrestle with him. 2, you gotta play him a ditty. And 3, you gotta report back to him, what's going on up there. So it sounds like and he seems very, very genuine. Like, he doesn't seem like he's being, secretive. So it kind of allays some of your fears that you had that maybe he was working with these guys. It doesn't seem that way. He actually wants you guys to help keep him more secret, effectively. And
Okay.
but you do need to wrestle with the dragon first. And he says, "All right, you guys are ready? Let's go!" And he gets
Wait. Oh shit!
he gets into a fighting stance, and you guys are all rolling initiative.
Oh shit!
I was gonna break down the game plan. Okay, let's throw the dragon, then quick 3-hour song, and then we go do what we need to do. Okay, we got this.
Sure. We can do
We
this.
got this.
All right,
Maybe he'll let us
here is
rest
your-
after he murders us.
Here's your enemy.
Oh,
Make something big.
that's pretty. I was right. You're beautiful. You're beautiful, dragon.
I
Whoa.
love him.
I'm gonna move this a little closer. Here we go.
Okay.
So I just realized that I didn't pick
First time
minis
playing
for
a bard
you.
over
It's like I normally do. All right, let's figure this out. I think I have some options that should work fine.
I trust your judgment.
Man. Skeletal bard. He's more of a wizard. See, I got ghosts. That's gonna be easy. Real quick for the for Inspector Dread, what you think? Which one of these guys?
Say. Definitely the whitish one, for I envision him being a bluish.
This
hue,
one?
You know? Yeah.
Okay.
I respect it.
And
All
I
right.
inspect it.
I guess technically. Let's see.
You got me.
Ooh, okay. No, that's not an axe. That's a hammer. I knew I was going to forget to do something ahead of time. We'll work it out.
There's many minis. I've used a quarter for a mini once, so we make it work.
Yes.
This feels like a good time to grab another energy drink. I'll be right back.
I use pop bottle caps. 'Cause I have a lot of them. I've got a problem.
So the druid transforms into like amalgamations of the druid transforms into amalgamations of animal bones, right?
C'est vrai. Bone amalgamations.
Um.
I'll amalgamate your bone. What?
You already tried that.
Let's try it again.
All right. So it's not exact, approximate. I'm going to use. It's an actual D&D 5e monster called a Skull Lord that's got 3 heads, and
I love him.
I'll just use this guy.
That's
He's got the green too. I love him.
Yep. That's why I picked it as like this
Little
seems to
heavy
fit.
metal.
All right, now for the bard. What sort of weapon do you use, bard?
I have a rapier.
Okay.
Mostly I just play instruments though. Whatever works.
Has this guy.
Perfect. I could not have picked a better mini.
All right.
He's
And then, man,
No
for our
underwear.
Frankenstein
Very comfy.
monster, all right. This doesn't
That
exactly
laugh, I
fit, but
love
it's
that
kind of
already.
badass. So,
fuck yeah.
what do you think, Karen? Does that work?
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up.
Oh, okay.
In the Discord.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
Who's a big boy?
Let's see here. We're gonna draw it. Cave. Where's my ink? So you kind of get the sense that he sees this as an exercise, but he seems really like he's gonna fight to kill just because
He's aggressively
that's a true
exercising.
exercise, right, of warriors.
Fair enough. I'm scared.
The doors were 20 feet wide. He asked you all to come in, and then the door shut behind you. He's like, all right, and then here's his big old pile of gold.
Money.
Is this the formation you guys want to be in, or would you guys have been like kind of closer together? Probably.
I was kind of up close talking
like
to
that.
him.
What do you all
So
think?
yeah, somewhere near the front, probably.
Say again.
This was a somewhere near the front makes sense to me. I was talking to him and flirting with him.
Okay. Yeah, you were
Here,
talking
did
with
the
him.
dramatic zoom again.
So yeah,
I have
maybe
no
something
idea why
like
he's
this. What do you
doing
guys
that.
think?
It actually looks good on the stream, though.
Perfect.
I'm in danger.
So one thing you guys remember about fighting this guy before, it was a kind of a particular pain in the butt because he's not just your standard brass or blue dragon. He's some sort of strange hybrid, and that's not the right. The heck, I just had this the other day. And ancient. That's not right. I don't want to kill you on your first thing. He's not ancient.
Do it.
So what you find interesting is that he's a combination. Because he's a combination, there's a strange interaction between his breath weapons that can affect you in ways that normally wouldn't. It's because the lightning of the blue side of him mixes with, like, he has as a brass dragon, he has a sleep gas and a fire breath. As a blue dragon, he has lightning, and the lightning mixes with the fire part to create a sort of a plasma breath, and the lightning mixes with the gas breath to create a nerve kind of paralytic effect, which doesn't necessarily affect you guys, but it does have a sort of an amplified effect. Like, it won't sleep you, but it can have some strange effects, and that we'll get to that once we get into combat here.
Fine.
I'm scared.
Yeah. Me too.
I rolled shit initiative, too.
All right, first of all, Zanny. Whoa, Zanny, what you doing? So mean. Rolled a nat 20 on his initiative.
Eve.
He doesn't have a dex though, so there's a chance you guys might get to go first. All right, BonesyJonesy, what's your initiative, sir?
7.
7. Inspector Dread.
19.
19. I keep thinking of the Inspector Gadget song from the 80s.
Oh, damn.
Naltura-Irai
I got a 4.
and Ursus Bonehide.
24.
24. Okay. Nice. There is a not angry but very aggressive blue brass dragon in front of you who wants to tussle, and it is your initiative order to go, Mr. Ursus.
Alright, I'm gonna use my bonus action rage first.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna charge at him with my Berserker Great Axe.
You're gonna what?
Charge at him with my Berserker Great Axe.
Oh, no.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Forgot about that thing.
And so, just to be clear, you know that you guys have traveled together before, and you had perfected and worked out some of your techniques. So you know that him being incorporeal, and he kind of unconsciously knows you're behind when you're behind him, that you can charge through him if he lets you. So you don't even have to go around him. You can just basically go straight through him for a charge, giving you advantage on the attack.
First attack is 18 to hit.
And that's with advantage?
That's without advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage on that charge. So
Okay. 27 to hit.
yeah, that'll get there. The 18 wasn't gonna get there.
And the second one is a 28.
All right, so you did. Oh yeah, 28 to hit. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I'll roll damage. First one is 10 damage slashing, and the second one is 11.
11 damage. Oh, is that? Oh, so you're 2 attacks. Gotcha. So 11 and 10, you said?
Yeah.
All right, so 21 points of slashing damage, correct?
Yes.
Oh, right on. I did forget to do this. Actually, no, he forgot to do this. So we'll leave it until his turn. So 21 points of damage. Gave him an ouchie.
An ouchie.
And yeah, the first attack has been made. It is now Zany's turn, or Zanny, Xanalexiar. And
Xanax's turn.
Zanny says, oh yeah, I forgot this part. That felt so good. And then he goes, "Oh!" and turns on his frightful presence. Now everybody go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, 19.
29.
11.
Traditionally very good at those.
And what did Ursus get?
Also an 11.
Also an 11? Okay.
Yes.
So real quick, I know I gave you guys a bunch of different kinds of immunities and stuff when we crafted your special undead race characteristics. Do any of you have any kind of immunity to fear effects?
I've got the condition immunity of frightened.
Say again?
Condition immunity of frightened.
Okay. So did you also get that or not? Inspector Dread.
What, with my roll?
No, your
No,
immunities.
not your role. I'm wondering, when we crafted your character, did you write down, if I gave you a bunch of immunities, was a fear effect one of the immunities that I gave you?
I'm actually trying to find from that session. I had written all that down. I'm trying to
Okay.
find that actually.
I do.
Isn't
Mine was
that
in the
more
middle
a
of the list.
Berserker barbarian thing? Am I crazy?
Sorry?
That's where that. Isn't that more of a berserker barbarian thing?
No, but we also got some custom immunities from Stormy for our characters.
Yeah, for your races. Because remember, we crafted you as so I know that.
I do have immunity to frightened as well. Yeah.
Rusty, you're saying that your character has immunity to frighten too? All right, I'm pretty sure I would have given it to all of you then. So
Yeah.
for a brief second, both Inspector Dread and Ursus get kind of an inner shudder of, holy shit, I'm taking on an adult dragon. And you recognize that sort of anime pressure of you taking on something so strong, right? But you shake off the fear because you have an immunity to the fear. And you didn't even have to roll technically because you have the immunity to fear. So the fearful presence doesn't do anything. And he is going to light you guys up with his 60-foot cone. 60-foot cone of yeah, that should hit all of you guys pretty easily. It's a it's that paralytic sleep breath that would normally, if like if you were just a physical human elf, right? Elves can't be slept, right? But because of the paralytic nature of the lightning, the electricity that exists inside of the gas, it can actually because what it does is at first it creates two effects. It creates a paralysis and then it does the sleep. And so that's why, and it basically makes them unconscious, not technically asleep. But as you guys are being undead who don't sleep, instead what's going to happen is you're going to take some electrical damage. Everybody roll me dexterity saving throws. And you'll be, you also need to roll me a Constitution saving throw, with the exception of Ursus. Ursus, you don't have to, you don't have to roll for either the dexterity or the Constitution saving throw.
Dex and con, got it.
Huh?
I rolled a nat 1 on the dex for a total of 8,
Okay.
and then a 20 on the Constitution save.
I am a 5 for the dex and a 9 for the con.
Stormy,
Yeah.
you said lightning damage, right?
Yeah.
My character heals from lightning
Right.
damage.
That's why I said you don't have to roll. You basically take the full brunt of the damage, and if you were hurt, it would have basically healed you up. But instead, it just makes you feel super energized and supercharged. So I'm going to say for the rest of the fight, you have advantage on all your attacks.
Nice.
Unless something gives you disadvantage, in which case then they'll just
Of
cancel
course,
each other
yeah.
out. But
That will mitigate it.
but I'm pretty sure also, let's see, did Tark, did I give your character any kind of resistance or immunity to lightning?
Yes, there was a bunch, and lightning was one of them.
Okay, I'm pretty sure lightning was I think you had lightning resistance. So you're gonna take half damage because you because of your resistance. If you had made your save, you'd have taken no damage. And I believe both of the other guys.
Yep.
So
Half damage from magic.
yeah. You guys also have resistance to lightning?
Magic resistance. Yep.
Okay. Then all of you will take half damage. The ones who failed their con saves. Oh, the ghost doesn't have to make a con save here, so don't worry about that part. But because he's both an elf and a ghost. For the damage, it is 13d6. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. There we go. So the total damage is 44, but those, like half is going to be obviously 22. So, and it.
22.
And that's all he does on his turn. And then he with his claws, he goes like, "Come at me, bro."
I don't want to. I really don't want to.
All right, so number 3 is gonna be Inspector Dread.
Okay.
Do something.
How brave you are defeating us, or at least attempting to defeat the great traveling band champions, Caviar. But can you defeat these great warriors? And I cast Create Undead, and then I summon ghouls. The true warriors.
Nice. How
The
many ghouls?
Necropolis. A 3, I get.
3. All right.
Oh, it's like my birthday. It's beautiful.
I just
The
happen
great
to have
warriors of the Necropolis.
a few ghouls that, believe it or not, we were using last night. The Dragon Metal Saga guys were all surrounded by a group of ghouls, ghasts, and a ghoul lord. I'm assuming you would summon them like
behind him.
surrounding
Yes.
him. Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
like a couple behind him, and then maybe one over here. Does that work for you?
Beautiful.
All right. And I believe they can attack on the turn that you summon them, right?
Yes, I believe so as well. And they bite or claw. So,
Yep.
now I'm gonna just do the same thing for all 3. So just assume that this goes for all of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna do claws. 20, not nat, with pluses to hit for the first.
Okay, that actually does hit.
16 total for the second one.
That misses.
Oof. And then 13 for the next. Okay, so let me get the second D4. 1 plus 2 is 3, and then 1 plus 2, so 6 total. Slashing damage.
Gotcha. Let me double check something here. Okay, cool. Just double checking. All right, so one of the ghouls gets a bite on a tender part of his tail. Or not a bite, but a claw, a
Does
slash.
the claw, did they get like a paralyzed? Don't ghouls get like some sort of.
Yeah, so ghouls,
Is that like
when they
saving throw,
claw,
the dragon?
the dragon's going to have to make a constitution saving throw or be paralyzed for 1 minute. So I'm going to make his saving throw, or attempt to anyway.
A whole minute.
A whole minute.
Yeah, I think they get a new save every
turn.
Yeah, every round they get to repeat the saving throw.
Yeah.
It's like no, you can't dodge.
And that's a
anything.
con save, which the dragon has a +10 on their con save, so they
beat it naturally.
Yeah.
There's no point then. God damn it.
Yeah, didn't even have to roll.
God damn it.
Distractions. This is good.
Wait, can I still get a roll just in case of the nat 1? You never know.
I did roll,
if
although
you honor it.
I do go with the one kind of raw that I do go with is that you can't critically succeed or critically fail on saving throws or skill checks. So, yeah.
Understood. Got it. It was worth a shot. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I appreciate you asking. You wouldn't have known otherwise. All right. So, anything else, Inspector Dread?
That is it for now. I'm back to the drawing board, but I got my party.
Nice. Next is going to be BonesyJonesy.
Yeah, you got your party all right. And I'm going to just whip my jacket, which is I'm going to activate my Cape of the Mountebank, my magical item that gives me a free use of Dimension Door once per long rest. And it also leaves behind a poof of smoke, obscuring the entire 5-foot space I am in when I leave and the one I land in. So I'm going to use the full movement to get as far to the back of the chamber from him as humanly possible.
Right on. And I believe Dimension Door is like 100-foot range, so
500 feet.
500 feet. Okay. Well, you easily pop
Wild.
to right here.
Just right
Is that-
over there.
If that's
Yep.
where you want to be. Let's
Yep,
put you where
somewhere.
people can see you. How's that? That work?
Yeah, and that smoke just stays until I think my next turn, and a light breeze can technically blow it away.
So the smoke. This
A
is
lighter,
your little
stronger wind disperses the smoke.
Gotcha. So I put your little smoke thing right here, in front of
Hell
in
yeah.
front of the Druid. The Druid.
So yeah, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, you got your party all right. Disappear in a cloud of smoke. And then on the other side, I'm going to use my bonus action to activate my. This is a new thing. Tales from Beyond. It's a bonus action to expend one of my bardic inspiration, and I get to roll on my spirit table, and it will instow in me a tale from the spirits. So it's a D12. D12 is the table. So let's see what I get. 9. Tale of the Brute. Okay, and then on my next turn, I can use my action to bestow that tail on someone and give them the ability from it. Tale of the Brute.
neato.
Each creature of the target's choice it can see within 30 feet must make a strength saving throw on a failed save. Creature takes thunder damage equal to 3 rolls of my bardic inspiration die and is knocked prone. So I'm just
Damn.
gonna hold on to that.
Did you say within
So-
30 feet?
Yeah, so I have to use my action for that anyway. So I'll just I'll inch forward like 5 feet from where I am now and kind of just hover on the edge for the time
All right.
being.
I was gonna say, did you want to try and move, teleport yourself to a spot where you're already gonna be within 30 feet of
No,
somebody
I'm
you want
good.
to
I'll
target?
use my movement next turn if I need to.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just gonna hold on to that until I need to use it. Just takes an action, and I can hold on to that tail until I use it, and then I just.
He keeps saying tail, and I keep thinking of like, you know, a butt tail. But he
It was
means
a tail
tail,
from the
T-A-L-E, like a story. That's awesome.
So kind of what you'd see is when the smoke, there would just be this little green ambient glow, and you'd hear the slight strum of very gentle, almost mournful sounding music. And I'm just gonna get a tail from my spirits.
Nice. Finally, Naltura-Irai is your turn.
Yay! Now Tura is going to just sort of start stepping towards the right of the creature. And as he's doing it, he's just gonna pull out a little red gem and he jams it into his eye. And as he does it, it ignites into flame. And he's gonna turn into sort of a elemental fire creature that's got the shape of a bear on its hind legs.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're transforming into... Okay. And you wanted to move up into his gold pile next to him?
Oh yeah. I'm getting right
Okay.
up in his business.
So, just to be clear, walking through the gold pile is difficult terrain. I'm assuming you just want to get close enough to, like, one step into it, you should be okay. So.
And I've got 50 feet movement, so that shouldn't be problem.
Oh, okay. Very good then. So you want to be like here then?
Yes, fire bear, very fast.
Fire bear, huh? Okay. Let me see what I
Fire
got.
bear. What? I am fire bear.
All right, so it's not flaming. You'll have to imagine it, but
Oh,
how's that?
he's got a fiery personality.
Yes.
I like him. Whoop. Boop. Perfect. And so when I enter his space, he takes 1d10 damage, so I do that now. Whoop. It is a
Oh wow,
fire.
1d10 flaming elemental damage, huh?
Just straight up, when I go right up to him, I'm erupting fire, and they're licking up the side of him. And he also ignites whatever side, I guess that's kind of like his butt. I'm kind of igniting his side a little bit as I'm getting closer and closer, and then I just go and open hand slap him. Whoa.
Okay. And it's within 5 feet of you?
Yes, yeah. Anyone within
Okay.
5 feet.
Uh,
As soon as I enter.
You get up close to him, and then you remember, oh shit, he's part brass dragon. And they have immunity to fire, just like the last time you fought him. And so your flame doesn't do anything to him. But, yeah.
Oh, Brian.
Hey, I can never say I metagame because I forget everything anyway.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, all fire damage. So I get up next to him and then I just sort of stand there. I think I just stand
All right.
there.
Back to the top of the round then. Ursus.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 more attacks with the axe.
Okay.
First one, 26 to hit,
Hits.
and a 19 to hit.
Just barely misses. You basically, you hit him but clink off of his hard steel-like hide.
Damage 12.
All right, you do slash into him with the first attack, though. He seems to both get irritated by it and relish in it at the same time. And it's his turn now, and he goes, "Oh yeah, you guys are so much fun!" And he is going to actually, at the end of your turns. At the very, very end of the round, at the end of Ursa's turns, Ursus is the first of the round. You get the sense that he was holding back because he literally didn't do any of his legendary actions or any lair well, he doesn't have any lair actions, but he didn't do any of his legendary actions the last round. This time he is, though. At the end of Ursa's turn, he does a tail slap on... Ooh, no, that's even more fun. He does a wing attack, which costs 2 of his legendary actions, 2 of 3. Uses up 2 of them. He beats his wings really fast, really hard, creating this giant wind force. Each creature within 10 feet of the dragon must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. Everybody except for Inspector Dread, and of course the druid, the bard who's really far away, needs to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Gotcha.
My
16.
smoke cloud would definitely disperse, though.
Oh yeah, your smoke cloud is
And
getting
any wind
dispersed.
whatsoever.
Yeah. Of course, the incorporeal creature isn't affected by the wind at all, so
21 for me.
16.
the 21 succeeds. Did you say 16 for the druid?
I did, yes, yeah.
Okay. And Rusty doesn't have to roll, but I do need Tark to roll for his ghouls.
Oh, okay.
His girls.
If you want, you can make 1 roll for all 3 or 3 rolls for all 3. It's up to you.
It's got to be fun. We'll do 3.
There
So
you go. Respect.
it's a what kind of save did you say?
It's a dex save.
Okay. In that case, 10, 3, and 12.
Okay, all 3 of them fail. And also, the bear fails. The flaming bear fails.
Bear.
Uh,
Flame bear saves bear.
your ghouls take 9 points of damage each, and the bear takes 9 points of damage as well, and you're all knocked prone.
I can't be prone as fire.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you for, yep.
Flattest
Fire
fire
bear.
you ever saw.
Oh no, fire bear.
I
went
just
flat.
realized
Oh.
that Kieran would need to make the same save. Ursus, you would have to make the same save.
What do you mean? Not a dex save or what?
Yeah, you're within the range of the dragon beating wings, so you're gonna need to make the dexterity saving throw. Unless I gave you some sort of immunity to going prone.
No, but I did make the first dex save.
Oh, you made the save. That's right. Never mind then.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So that was his legendary action at the end of Ursa's
Do I
turn. His
take-
actual turn now.
Do I take half damage?
No, you don't take any damage if you. Yeah, this is one of those all or nothing kind of effects. Whoa. He gets his breath weapon back, but he doesn't want to use it this time. He's gonna multi-attack. He is going to claw, tail the ghouls.
Smart.
First attack. I'm pretty sure I need to not roll a 1 against the ghouls. Because if I remember correctly, ghouls have an AC of 12.
What'd you say?
I think your ghouls have an AC of 12, correct?
They do indeed, yes.
Okay. So he hits all 3 of them, one with a claw, the other with a tail. One of them takes, let's see, 13 points of damage. The other one takes 17 points of damage.
He's dead.
Oh no.
And the other one takes
Just enlisted too.
15 points of damage.
He's dead too.
Okay.
Oh, the
So
ghoul manity.
I take it 2 of the ghouls are dead.
1 remains, yes.
Yeah.
And he's prone, right?
And that is Zanny's turn. Righto, gentlemen, let's do this. All right. Number 2.
Way too happy.
That was number 2. Inspector Dread, you're up now, sir.
This means the dragon is turned around, right?
Do what?
The dragon is turned around. The ghouls are behind the dragon, and in order to
No, so
claw
what he
them-
did was, so he has the tail slap. He tail slapped one of them, and then because he's a quadruped, he can just reach back and claw with his rear claw.
They have
Fair.
full range.
Fair. All right. Well, this
They
sucks.
did not die in vain, I promise.
Yeah, well, 1 still remains. Okay, so I'm gonna say his name's Xanalexiar. Okay.
Yeah, Xanalexiar, yeah.
Greedy, Xanalexiar. 1 fight at a time, okay? You have not defeated my ghouls yet. In fact, this fight is fit for an arena. And I cast a dome with wall of force around my 2 HP ghoul and the dragon. We believe in you, ghoulie. You can do it.
Okay. So what's the size? What's the size of?
No.
Which spell is this again?
This is wall of force.
Wall of Force.
Yeah, and I can create. I'm creating a dome around the dragon and the ghoul.
Let me see. I know the Wall of Force can be shaped that way. I just want to make sure that you can make it big enough.
I just
In
imagine
a
that
spherical
ghoul looking
dome
back
or
at you like,
sphere with a radius of up to 10 feet, or you can change a flat surface made of up to 10 feet by 10-foot panels. Each panel must be contiguous with another. In any form, the wall is 1/4 inch thick. It lasts for the duration. Hemispherical dome or shape with a radius of up to 10 feet. All right, so
Shape a flat surface made up of 10-foot by 10-foot panels. You make a
yeah,
box.
so he's technically huge, but I still think that like you could sort of squeeze him into that spot. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a dexterity saving throw to avoid getting stuck. You know, basically, kind of, the spell happens, and he's going to get a dex save to sort of shift to not necessarily be in it. Of course, dex saves are the worst saves for a dragon because they're
Is it
slow
not
and
instant
cumbersome.
though? Because it springs into his existence. Like it
Yeah,
descends.
If the wall cuts through a creature's space when it appears, the creature is pushed to one side of the wall. Your choice which side.
Yeah, but and so because of that, that wording is why I'm giving it a saving throw. What's the DC of your? What's your typical spell save DC?
19? Yes, 19.
So again, dragons are slow and cumbersome. They only have a +5 to their dexterity saving throw, and I only rolled a 10, so he failed. And he gets like squeezed down into this dome of force with the ghoul that's lying there in his gold. And he's like utterly shocked by this, that this has happened to him. And he finds it quite fascinating. But it's not his turn, so that's what happened. So now I guess I need to actually put some stuff so you guys can see. It's a 10-foot radius, so it's gonna effectively push the bear out a little bit, as well as Ursa. Let's see. 10.
Get out of here.
Dang it, I keep knocking everything over. Luckily, he's not completely in his adult form. He's like small adult. So he's just barely squeezed in there. All right. Any bonus actions?
No.
Okay. Number 4, BonesyJonesy.
Yup.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
lost
Ryan died.
We lost Ryan.
Give him a moment. For pity's sake.
Switch to this scene for... Oh, that's actually worse. We'll stick with the combat scene. Hopefully it was not something terrible, just a momentary glitch. I'll reach out to him
always
real
put
quick.
in the placeholder bot in the meantime if you want me to.
Yeah, I guess if you don't mind, that would be cool.
I'm sure he'll be back soon.
Just must.
It's not perfect, but I guess it'll do.
It'll for now.
Yeah, it does also shift off.
Now you're in the
Tyrion.
battle now. Oh no. I got this.
Maybe if you change the name of the projector bot so that
Ryan. It's
know.
Ryan.
Ryan bots.
He's back. I
there-
didn't even need to do it at all.
there comes Ryan. There we go.
My power just went out. That was so
Power
weird.
flicker. Gotcha. He's
It's been
back.
happening a lot.
That was
lately.
quick.
Oh.
Holy crap.
Huh. That, good God, that scared me. Everything just went dark and it's like absolutely pitch dark in my room, so it went shadow black. You should have heard me scream, y'all. Fuck.
I can imagine it, dude. I really can. All right. It's BonesyJonesy's turn. The dragon and the ghoul are squished into a small little force globe.
I like that. I'm gonna run my full movement 30 feet straight forward. Just in a perfectly straight line.
So like towards.
Just like straight 6 squares up from where I am. Yeah. Or 6 squares down, I guess, technically. South. And then I can't shoot spells through the dome. So that kind of takes that plan. Would you allow me to viciously mock the dragon through the dome?
Let me see. I think it would actually.
I know you can't shoot through it. I don't know if you can still do spells through it. I've never experienced a wall of force before.
They just hear her.
Yeah, no, it basically blocks everything. It even pushed the gold out. You messed up his bed. He might be annoyed by this, but
He will live.
Yep.
Right. That kind of absolutely destroyed my plan for everything.
Time to adapt.
So, yeah, adapting. I'm just gonna use my bonus action to bardically, or is it a bonus action or just normal? Yeah, it is bonus action. I'm just gonna look at, I guess the flame elemental who seems to be struggling a little bit, and just play a little screechy violin mini concerto for you. And I'm just gonna give you a bardic inspiration. You can use at your leisure. And I'm just gonna stand there and look at the dragon and be like, bet you feel pretty stupid now. That's it. That's really all I got.
All right, no problem. Now it's your turn.
Am I in the dome with them?
Nope.
Good. Okay, that's just fine. And I'm going to go ahead and start to sink down into the gold pile that I've now been pushed around on, and try and... No, that's not gonna work. I'm going to drop fire and the elemental barrel.
Okay.
Whoop. Bonus action, drop that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cast Investiture of Ice upon myself, so you all just see a couple of weird little blue sigils all over my bones just kind of glow for a second. And now I'm icy, and I'm just gonna stand there and look at them. Gonna kind of dig my own little cat pile in the gold and just sit there and just... And that's me.
Very good. Very good. Top of the round, Ursus. You got pushed back a little bit. You sort of see this pseudo-translucent kind of force field around it. Your character doesn't really know a lot about magic, though. This isn't a spell that you remember seeing your buddy use in the past. So what do you do?
Well, there's not a whole lot I can do, fortunately.
Well, but your character doesn't necessarily know that, right? So, what do you think you would... If the force field weren't there, what would you normally do?
I'll probably just start slamming my axe on the wall, see if I can push through.
Okay. You attack the wall, and effectively it doesn't do anything.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, you'll get him. Keep going.
I'm gonna... Well, that's gonna be one of my attacks, and my second one would be... I'm gonna point the Wand of Smiles at Bonesy.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna point the Wand of Smiles at Bonesy and use it on him.
Okay, what does the Wand of Smiles do?
It makes me smile. That's
For
it.
10 minutes.
His only purpose is to be a dick.
So the hilarious thing is that he's a skeleton. You can't tell if he's smiling or not.
What's the save on your stupid wand?
10.
Jackass.
Charisma 10.
Charisma. I have a +9. I have to roll in that one to fail this.
You rolled one, not one before, so.
No, it was a 2. That was so close. It was 11.
Your character thinks it worked though, because he looks like he's smiling.
Look at you and you see teeth held together.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be it for me.
All right. On the dragon's turn, he kind of nods his head like, "I'm impressed," and then casts Dispel Magic on your force field.
Oh shit!
Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it can be dispelled. No, it is immune to all damage and can't be dispelled. Oh, that's right. I have a house rule against the 5th level of Wall of Force, and then there's the higher level one. He can cast my house rule, because I always thought that was way too broken for a Wall of Force at 5th level. So you can cast Dispel Magic on it. He just has to roll to dispel it.
Okay.
So he's going to attempt to dispel it. And uh 10 plus the spells level, the DC's of 15. Yeah. So he does successfully dispel your force field, which most medium to low level things can't do. So you're sort of impressed that he was able to do that. But it does take up his action. Casting a spell takes up all of his. He can't multi-attack now.
That's good.
And so he's done for his turn, and now it is your turn again, Inspector Dread.
Okay. Gotcha. I say, you misunderstand me. The war is not with my dome. It is now with your treasures. And I cast animate objects on his coins or whatever. All his trinkets.
Okay, the trinkets that are in and like the. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Some of the not the coins, but the stuff. Some of the stuff that's amongst the treasure.
Any assortment of 10 non-magical trinkets, I'm sure there's at least 10 around. But,
for sure.
Yes. Will you defeat your greatest treasures in order for a mere wrestling match?
Now, what's the spell again? Animate object?
Animate object. Correct.
Very cool. And very on theme with your character.
I'm just trying to fuck with this guy until
we'll say there are, let's see, up to 10 non-magical objects within range that are not being worn or carried. Medium targets count as 2 objects, so none of them are medium. They're going to be like tiny and small. Yeah, I'm going to say that there are, I'm going to roll it.
Assortment. Okay.
There are 7 small and 2 tiny objects. Oh, excuse me, 3 tiny objects. Since
3
it's
tiny, okay.
10. And I believe they get to, as a bonus action, you can mentally command any creature you made with this spell if the creature is within 500 feet of you. So if you control multiple creatures, you can command any or all of them at the same time, issuing the same command to each one. You decide what action. So you can basically tell all of these. He's got some golden carafes and pitchers and chests and just doodads amongst his treasure, and they're just all floating up and attacking him.
Wrestle with Daddy. Happy Father's Day, and they all.
Nice.
Good call. Happy Father's Day.
So I can roll to hit on. You want these now?
Yeah, feel free.
Okay, I'll do the small first, which is +6 to hit. 23.
23
13.
hits.
Correct. Oh.
Are you doing the tiny ones first or the small ones first?
These are the small, so this is the +6s to hit. That's 1, 2, 3. It was hit, miss. This is 23 again, hit.
Okay.
15.
So your target is at 20, yeah. So.
Okay. 15. 15 again, and then this is one more. 20.
And that's from just the smalls?
Correct.
So 3 hits from the smalls?
Correct.
All right, now the tinies.
Okay, the tinies to hit get +8. 18, 13, 1. Useless. Bunch of coins.
All right.
The damage for the smalls. Let me get a 8.
It's
10
actually
damage.
the same as a longsword. That's crazy. It's a D8 plus 2.
I know, right? Like a picture frame stabbing you. 10 damage, 7 damage, and 5 damage.
So 10 and 12 is 22.
Well done. Beat him to death with his own shit.
It's a very heady spell. It's like, you want to collect this shit, do you? It shall be your undoing.
Yeah.
That is
You will
an
treasure thy
underrated
pain.
spell. I gotta say, that's pretty cool.
Oh, it's so fun. Yeah.
All right, are you done?
Yes, that was my bonus action, I guess. So yeah.
At the end
my
of your
ghoul is
turn, he's
prone.
going to use one of his legendary actions to make a tail attack against you.
I get
And I
it.
believe I gave you, because you're incorporeal, he has disadvantage on all attacks against you because it's like you're sort of phased out of existence partially. What's your AC?
I didn't cast anything yet, so it's just 18.
Okay.
That was my gamble. No way he'll go for me, right?
You kind of been pissing him off the most.
I know.
Ryan gave him a little
he's
fire
thinking
tickle.
tactically in that he knows that if he can break... wait, is that... he actually does it? Is that a concentration? Yeah, he thinks if he can break your concentration on the animate objects, then he'll at least save himself from them. And
pummeled by
I
small
did
objects.
roll a total of a 19, which I think hits you, correct? And that's with
That is
disadvantage. So,
Okay.
the tail slap is 2d8 plus 6. Let's see here. Wow. 14 and 6 is 20 points of damage. So I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, and the DC is the damage.
18 on the con save.
Gotcha. So you miss the con save, which means you drop concentration on your spell, and your spell basically fizzles out. All of the trinkets fall back into the gold.
Hate this guy. Oh my god.
It hit midnight, everybody. The magic's gone.
All right, dragon's
Cool,
done.
it lasted.
BonesyJonesy.
Okay, I'm just gonna use my action to bestow that tail I've been keeping. Just gonna bestow it on myself because the dragon's within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna do that. Each creature within the target, me, choice, can see, must... I could be a real dick. I'm not gonna. Only the dragon needs to make the save. It's a strength saving throw against my spell save, which is a 17.
Okay.
If it succeeds... Where'd it go? Oh, God. This is a new ability.
You said the DC is a 16?
17.
17, okay.
Yep. I think. I'll double check. Yeah, 17.
It fails. What happens?
Oh, we love that. So, Tail of the Brute. On a failed save, they take thunder damage equal to 3 rolls of my Bardic Inspiration die. That's 3d10. I'm just going to D&D Beyond that, because it's a lot. 15 thunder damage, I
Nice.
believe. And then it is knocked prone. We have a prone dragon now.
Yeah, I can't make that model prone without potentially breaking it, so
No, you're good.
I'll just put
Make it
We'll
do a flip.
consider it prone.
I'll put this little black bead next to him, so we know
There you
he's
go.
prone.
Works for me. So he is prone until he gets up.
Real quick, Stormy, can we assume that my ghoul's turn was spent standing up? We didn't really address him. He was prone.
Oh, thank you. I forgot. Yes, yeah. So on your turn, technically, he would have stood up and go ahead and make it an attack for him too.
Okay. That was my actual question. All
Oh, I
right.
apologize for forgetting.
No, the Rusty's prone just reminded me too. We'll do the claws again. Nat 20.
Ooh. Okay, that's a crit.
Okay. How do you do anything different with crits or just double?
Yeah,
damage?
for my crits, what you get to do is you roll your damage, but then you're going to add what you roll to the max damage that you would have had if you had rolled max damage. So, for example,
so this...
I believe the ghoul is a 2d4 plus 2, so that's going to be 10 points of damage, and then you roll it and add what you roll to the 10.
Okay,
including
so
the bonuses.
10,
so,
gotcha. It'll be 10 plus 6 then.
Gotcha. So he'll take 16 points of damage, and
con save again?
he needs to make that con save. Oh, we already determined that he doesn't even roll.
Oh, he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Right.
He's got the plus 10 to
He's
his con
strong.
save.
I am going to, for the rest of my turn, use my movement to just move 10 feet to the right or the east of where I am now, from my perspective. Just 10 feet.
This way?
From out of the other way. There you go. Yeah. Just in case that tail comes, and I'm not sure what the range is on it. But I just watched it go for my ghosty friend, and I'm just kind of being cautious. And then just as my bonus action, I will use another of my bardic inspiration. I think that's all of them. No, I have like 5. Right. To do my bestow tail again as a bonus action, just so I can have another one locked and loaded. I will roll. I got a 7 this time. Tale told through you. Tale of the Beguiler. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw, take psychic damage. Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna hold on to that. I can trigger that next turn if I want to for an action. And that'll be me.
All right.
Just, guys, we might want to, speed it up a little. That tail looks like it hurts.
Speaking of, Naltura, it's your turn.
All right, well, Natura is going to go ahead and start moving forward. Everything around him is turning very icy. So, the coins are all freezing together. I can walk on cold ground faster and better. So I'm just making little ice patches. And I go up to him and I go, opposite maybe? And I just shoot a cone of ice at him. I need a con save throw of 18.
Okay. I need to roll an 8 or better to succeed. Is it going to be half damage or no damage?
Half damage.
Gotcha. I rolled a natural 18 plus his plus 10, so he succeeded, but he's going to take half damage. What's the damage?
It's going to be 8, so half would be 4.
All right. He takes 4 cold damage. Anything else, sir?
Burr, right? That's me.
All right. Back to the top of the round, Ursus.
I'm just gonna keep on slapping him with my axe.
Okay. He is prone, so you have advantage.
Woo! That was a cool tail. That's gonna come in handy.
Of course, I think we had already said you were supercharged, so you had advantage anyway.
Yeah.
You don't get
32 to hit.
you can't have double advantage. The way it works in 5th Ed is if anything gives you advantage, then you have an advantage. You could have 5 things giving you advantage and 1 thing that gives you disadvantage, and they cancel each other out. It's not like a math type thing. It's just anything that gives you an advantage or anything that gives you a disadvantage, you have a marker that says you have that, and they can cancel each other out. So at this point, though, he does have advantage. What'd you get?
First one is a nat 20 with my 12 is 32.
Wow, the nat 20, that's obviously an automatic hit. Very cool.
27 for the second hit.
Yeah, both hit. Let's do your again, the way I do the crit is a max damage plus your rolled damage.
Well, my max damage is a 1d12, so 12 with...
What's it? 1d12 plus your strength plus the damage of the weapon too. Like if it's plus 1 or plus 2.
It's a 1d12 plus 8.
All right, so
And
it's
then-
20 plus what you roll plus the plus 8.
18. 20,
So 20 plus 18
plus
is
8 is
38.
46.
Oh, wait, what?
You said my 20?
Yeah.
Plus what I hit, plus 8?
So yeah, so you have your max damage, which is 20, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's plus 8 plus the D12, so that's 20. And then you said you got 18 with your roll total?
Yes, that's
So
true.
that'd be 38?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
My second roll, 19. So that's 38, it's 57 total.
I just added them separately, but yeah. Actually, be 59 total, but yeah. No. You're right.
Oh.
I was adding up the rest of it. So, it's his turn now, and he puts up his hands and he says, "Oh, wow, look at me! I'm all bloody. You guys are amazing. Oh, like we can stop now. I give you all just like last time our tussle. You gotten stronger? What's up with that?" Any rate, I'm impressed. I may have been holding back a smidge, but man, you made it tough for me. And that crazy force effect, I need to get bigger, and then that won't happen again. But any rate, why don't you guys come in and have a seat, and we can drink ale? Oh, that's right, you guys don't drink. We can pretend to drink ale while I drink ale. I got some barrels that I took from some nasty dwarves. And,
I can still drink. I'll just need a mop afterwards.
Right. I like smell of alcohol.
He's like, let's celebrate for a little bit, and then you guys can give me your ditty, and then you can be on your way. How does that sound?
Okay. Good. Yeah, we'll follow you. We'll follow you.
All right. He says, all right, you guys go set up right over there. He just kind of points to the side of his cave. I'm going to fix my bed since we kind of messed it up. Some of my gold is melted into chunks and frozen together. I'm going to have to deal with that later. But he just
Who doesn't
shoves
want
him
a
aside.
huge gold chunk in the middle
And he
of
starts,
the room? That sounds
he
great.
starts playing with his gold while you guys prepare the celebratory. And you basically, I'm going to exposition from here on. You guys spend some time setting up to hang out with this dragon, Xanalexiar, and pretend to drink and eat while he drinks and eats. And then you, before you get into your little jam session to entertain him, he tells you a little bit more. Like he doesn't, you all know he doesn't go out much, but when he has, he's noticed that the humanoid kingdoms from above have grown significantly. Like he calls them like rats or bugs. They're just like proliferating everywhere, and they seem to have fallen under the guile of some sort of new religion that's full of all brightness and light and shininess and sugary sweetness and all this just disgusting entitlement. And they just want to wash over everything. He says, I just want to be a homebody, a hermit in my cave, and I don't have anything to do with them anymore. And he says, if you can strike at them, maybe that's good. He said he thinks that there's something going on up above, but he wishes you luck on what you do. And then I'm gonna have you guys do one more performance check as you perform for him. And I believe you said that you were gonna have have her just do a dance this time. Have not her, but Naltura. They.
Yeah, I'm just going to crump.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull over. Okay, pep talk. Give us 30 seconds. Get in here.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my arms around the two and then let Inspector hover as needed. Okay. Think Freebird, but we all get 30 solos apiece. We got to stretch this thing out 3 hours.
Dance solo even?
Yep, several dance solos. I hope you brought your A game. Feeling athletic?
It's my time to shine.
I'm bust out all the stops.
It will be a tune for the ages. And it's one of the last stages.
Yeah.
You fucking bet it will.
1 whole minute at least.
I got a tune. Sing you on the violin.
I'm gonna clean up the blood of the axe first, and then also tune the guitar.
Nice.
I blow on my
I'm
flute and the
stretching.
plasm loogie flies out.
That's good. Yeah, no, you gotta make sure it's nice and clean, nice
Yeah.
and emptied out.
A little bit of glow dust shoots out.
You limbered? You good and limbered up?
I think so. Let's do it,
Okay.
please.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I'm gonna have you guys roll. Each of you, except for I think. Well, actually, you said that you're gonna do a dance. What's
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you
Interpretive dance
do
solos.
either an athletics or an acrobatics instead of performance, if either of those are better for you.
Acro. There's gonna be a lot of very, very intense flips.
All right.
Well,
And then everybody roll me a performance check. We'll just do one for all 3 hours.
24.
24 from the bard.
18.
Nice. 18 from the from the
Well
wizard.
done.
From the flute.
14.
14 from the druid, and
19.
19 from the barbarian. Okay. You guys entertain the hell out of Xanalexiar for 3 hours, and it is a concert to remember. And you all wish that there was some sort of magic that could record it for yourselves.
Play through the pain. Play through the pain, everybody.
If you could be tired, you would have been tired. You feel it in your mind more than in your bones or your flesh, since you don't really have flesh and your bones can't get tired.
You know what they say? Whoa, we're halfway there.
Being on a prayer.
Can my ghoul that's still alive sing like in the style of Michael Bolton?
I mean, it can make snarl and guttural sounds and drool.
Yeah, like Michael Bolton.
So Randy Newman, then. You get a win.
2 HP, he's like missing an arm, his throat's like split open.
Thrown over there. Yeah, I see it.
So,
All right. Wow, we're actually a little bit early. So you guys just for your own edification, you guys got that dragon down to 21 hit points.
Oh,
Yeah, he had intended to stop when you took off 100 points from him, and so technically speaking, you were really close before the last turn from the barbarian. Who I was like, holy shit, is he gonna accidentally kill him? That would have been fun. If you had critted on that second one, you might have accidentally killed him. But anyway,
There's no accidents with Kieran and killing.
that's true.
he always does it on purpose.
That's true. Andy does kill it, doesn't he? All right.
Well, that
so,
was fun.
I'll just exposition the rest of it. You guys leave feeling satisfied. Of course, some of your resources are used up.
Before we go,
But he lets you stay for to rest up as you need to. Re-prepare your spells and stuff like that. He looks a little sad when you all finally do leave. And he says, we can make an amendment. He's like, we can make an amendment that you guys and only you guys can come visit me from time to time, if that's all right.
It's all right, yeah.
That sounds great. How about this? We perform and you pay us.
He's all like, in what?
I'm just saying. I mean, what do you? I'll take anything. Bones to make instruments out of are always. I mean, they're easy to come by in the sense I'm surrounded by an army of skeletons at all time, but I can't just be taking them.
Right.
People need those right now. They're using them. So if you happen to find some bones that someone's not using anymore, you know what I mean? Hook me up.
Well, I have some cool shiny rocks. And some
Even
bones.
better.
Okay. He's like, he says, I'll make sure I get you guys taken care of, okay?
Okay, once a month we'll come see you unless we have other business. We are busy, but we'll try to do once a month.
He's like, once a month? I'm not that bored. Let's do every
Once every-
6 months.
6 months, okay. Bi-yearly. I like that.
He said that's a little clingy.
Before we go, I want to ask the dragon if he enjoys human flesh and torture.
He's like, I don't know so much about torture, but they do have a unique sweetness to the taste of flesh.
Have you tried the torture?
I'm not one of those to play with my food.
Fair
Well,
enough.
how about this? We are supposed to gather information from the surface dwellers. I torture him, and if he's still alive, you eat him.
Oh, you mean you want to try and bring him down to my cave? I'm not comfortable with them potentially knowing where I'm at. I'd rather you not bring anybody this way. You know, I want to be secretive, except for you guys.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
But thank you for thinking of me.
Off script, real quick. What did he mention? A secret tunnel at some? Is this the secret? Like what? There was a secret tunnel, right?
Secret tunnel.
Yeah.
Secret tunnel.
Yeah, so he indicated that he has his main tunnel that he tries to leave, that he sometimes leaves out of, that he's got illusion magic up. That is his secret tunnel that goes up to the surface. But, you know, he kind of, when you all chat with him, he points out there is that tunnel exit, which, and then if you go towards that, there's some smaller tunnels that offshoot from his main exit, which is his secret tunnel, and you're pretty sure that the route that they gave you leads you to one of those side tunnels off of his main secret tunnel, if that makes sense.
Okay. Gotcha. Just curious about that. Okay.
Yep. And so when you all are done, you head out and make your way down that tunnel. As you know that it's going to take a little bit of time to make it to the town of Oxenotl from there. But it's actually not like too long. It's just a few hours from here through this little side tunnel, and you end up having to pass through some places that are pretty thin. Of course, it's easy for both the druid and the ghost. You end up having to doing some digging because some parts have collapsed and have gotten pretty thin, and you need to do some digging. Or actually, you have a druid, so Stone Shape can create a way through and shore up the tunnel at the same time. And to get the big Frankenstein man through, and so you're able to make some headway and make some progress. And what I'm going to do is the sort of finale, the cliffhanger that we'll leave on is after you emerge up ahead in the distance through the darkness of the tunnel. Of course, you guys see in the dark, but you still recognize when you see light. And that's unusual. You're still pretty deep, and you know that Oxenotl, being a mine cavern town on the outskirts, is still, very deep into the earth, into the Underdark. To see light is very unusual, and you emerge out of the tunnel into, it's another kind of fairly what would be considered a large cave. Of course, it's nowhere near the size of the Necropolis Kingdom itself, which is vast, right? But it's still this is still a very large cavern. Like there's a small underground lake here, and although really it's not like it's used very much. I mean, I guess there are times that water would be used for technological purposes, but not for drinking or eating or anything like that. But you see the village before you, and it's smoldering and ruined. And you see the broken bodies of the skeletons and the various raced zombies, the various kinds of undead that you would expect here, from skeletons to wights to wraiths to all manner, pretty much any kind of low to mid-range kind of undead here. The town guard has been wiped out. The place is just a wreck, and you're just the tunnel comes out on a cliff face just over the town, and you see the lake in the darkness of the giant cave below, and the town is smoldering. It's smoldering smoke. It's been burning what looks like for days. There's almost no fire left, just a little bit with the smoke smoldering. The light isn't coming from the burning village. Instead, somewhere in the center of the town, there appears to be a bright globe of light. And that bright globe of light seems to radiate at the top of the tallest building. It looks like there was an old bell tower, and the top of it has been crumbled off, and the bell has fallen and crushed down below. It even crushed some people down below and crushed a building down below. And so now it's just an empty platform, and the light is coming from that top of that tower, and standing on the tower like a sentinel. Shining bright.
Oh dear.
Ouch. Did he fall apart? Oh well. Luckily that wasn't what I was doing. You see, just standing there like a sentinel with his, I need to switch to the other scene real quickly. With his sword, with his great sword down and his hands on the great sword, just standing like a sentinel. Is this guy. I just realized I'm showing you the map scene, and I switched off of the map scene. That was dumb.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's cool looking.
Can he see us? Do you think
Anybody
he
that
can see
has
us?
religion check.
I have half the proficiency because I'm a bard.
If you want to go ahead and do that as a bard, you can.
Oh, it's a 15 plus 3.
Religion or history?
I have a 23 for religion.
It's the same either way. It was an 18.
Gotcha.
60
Both
for
of you
religion.
recognize that as a planetar, which is a celestial, basically like an angel. And he looks to be some sort of guardian of the area, and as if he's there to hold the position of the place. You also notice that in the distance on the other side, over to the left, is a larger cavern that has broken through. You don't remember this cavern being here from that side, and there's an orange glow of light coming from that as well. You're guessing that's where they came through. They didn't leave a standing army behind to occupy this place. Instead, they left this guy. And that's where we'll leave off for today.
Oh, that was cool.
That's funny.
Thank you guys so much
dragon.
for today. It's been a treat and a treasure. And I know you guys have very busy schedules, and I really appreciate that you guys take time out of your day to hang out. And I am so happy that I could provide this for some of you guys who don't get to play very often.
My
Happy to be
pleasure.
here. It was a great time.
This is a lot of
Candy
fun.
boy.
I was
All
not
right.
expecting Dragon Fight day one.
No, we just went right in for
Good.
it.
I'm glad I
love
could
that.
shatter your expectations.
Jump in,
that was
both
awesome.
Pete.
Just a quick question: while we were with the dragon, can we get a long rest? Like, did we stay there long enough to do that, or? Just
Oh
a
yeah,
short
yeah.
one?
You guys stayed long enough to get, effectively a long rest for sure, to get all your
Just
resources
so I get my
back.
cape. I just want my cape back.
Yep.
My one-dimension door a day.
Yeah. What was the other thing I was gonna say? So just to refresh everybody, we'll be back again in 2 weeks, not next Sunday, but the following one, which, looking at the calendar, is going to be the 29th, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That sounds right.
And also, be sure to check out Rusty Monday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys,
you can find me Monday, 6 o'clock Eastern.
6
with
o'clock
Ryan.
Eastern for his amazing, incredible D&D session.
Damn right it is.
Yes, yes. And Ryan will be there too. Kirinshikato, when are you streaming next?
Tuesday again.
Tuesday again. Okay, gotcha. Tark, are you streaming later on tonight, or when's your next one?
I am figuring that out. Maybe.
Maybe. Okay,
I don't
gotcha.
know.
Sounds good.
We will see you
Ryan's
this week.
streaming. Come hang out for straight people.
Oh yeah, it's Ryan's straight.
Oh
Parade
right,
tonight.
Ryan's tonight
Can't forget
for
that.
for hanging out with straight people. Awesome.
In
Yeah.
half an hour, I gotta go take a shower. I'm sweaty.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Straights
I'm
only,
glad I made
remember.
you hot and sweaty, buddy. Anyone want to
Anytime, every
recommend
time.
who we raid out to?
Ooh, good question.
That is a good one.
Bobo Loves Cheese recently got back after being
Oh,
absent without a voice.
It's true.
Down. Yeah,
Interesting.
they're
I have to admit though that I think I remember promising that we'd raid Extirpate Fate since he's streaming.
Oh, wait, yes, you did. I watched
Player
the end
obscure.
of your stream last night, and you did say that. That's right.
Yes. All right.
I'm
So
going for it.
if you guys will
4.5
indulge me,
hours.
next week I'll let you guys. I'll treat you. You guys get to pick. So raid
That's
channel. All right, everybody, put your tray tables in their upright positions and fasten your safety belts as this raid plane takes off. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with Tarkonix, RustyTonix, RyanGeeWhiz, and Kirinshikato. They're amazing streamers. Go check them out. And I love you all. See you all next time. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
See you later, guys.